Wanderers, welcome to episode 210. Before we jump into this first episode of 2024, here's a little friendly reminder. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you, but make sure you're subscribed. If you're on all the other social media platforms, give us a look. We're active on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and the Gram. And let's hear from our title sponsor for this week's episode. Today's episode is proudly brought to you by our buddy, John Songer, and the Gaslight Pizza and Grill. The calendar has turned. It's finally 2024. The days are short and the days are cold. Don't fret about cooking something no one wants to eat anyways. Head up to historic 4th Street in Huntingburg and order off the best menu in Southern Indiana. Plate meals, hoagies, and pizza, they have it all. Our buddy John wanted us to remind you of a few things coming up in February. Smoke.
Yes, sir.
February 11th.
Tell me.
Super Bowl Sunday.
That's right.
Head on up to the Gaslight to have your party. Hey, Big Mace.
Go ahead.
February 13th.
What is it?
Fat Tuesday.
I'm all in.
You better believe that the Gaslight is going to have their world-famous and delicious spread for Mardi Gras. Hey, Smoke.
Yes, sir.
February 14th.
Again?
Well, if you don't know that date and what goes on in it, then it could be your last as a couple. Get a pizza to go, make it a romantic night at home. The Gaslight is also the place for live music. Guess what, Mace?
Tell me.
February 17th.
Who is it?
Awesome band. First and Main's going to be taking the Gaslight stage. Well, hell, fellas, we just made your week in February planned to a T. You're welcome. Head to the Gaslight today for lunch or dinner. And by the way, be on the lookout for a special in-depth with John Songer.
The Wondering Dutchmen podcast.
Where none of us are Dutch, but we all live in Holland, Indiana. Join us where we talk about what we all wonder about. This is the Wondering Dutchmen podcast coming to you from a very nice, toasty, warm, enjoyable 2024, but we're doing this in 2023, Smokers Lounge.
The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah. The Wandering Dutchman. Yeah, yeah.
Here we go.
Back in the saddle, baby.
Back in the saddle, episode 210. Now, I did say in the beginning that, yes, this is the first episode of 2024. If you are new to the program, we do things a little backwards. We started in November. So it's kind of like fiscal year and calendar year.
It's a fiscal year, calendar year, and season year.
Season year. Our season year begins in November. Our calendar year obviously runs in January. And our fiscal year obviously begins in January and ends on December 31st. So today is December 28th. We're 3 days past the good fella in the red suit visiting all the good boys and girls of the world. And this will air on...
Did you make the cut?
I did make the cut this year.
You?
January 5th.
I didn't.
This will air on January 5th. So when you're
1-5.
When you're hearing this, it is officially the new year, the first Friday into the new year. Only 51 more Fridays to go, and we're back around the sun again. Mm-hmm. So something to look forward to if you enjoy counting down the days until 2025, which God bless you if you're that way.
A lot of numbers in that first couple minutes. There.
Yeah. Well, we're a big numbers podcast.
That's
there,
right.
Big Mace. So, hey, what's going on? Give us an update.
Well,
hold on before you start.
Okay.
As we break down the fourth wall, if you've watched 208 and 209, you will realize we filmed those on the same day. Mm-hmm. So it's been like, 2 weeks since we've seen each other?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys probably got together.
No.
But that's okay.
There were no card parties.
Okay.
No shop sitting sessions. There were no, hey, let's get together and not invite Casey parties.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that.
No.
So it was a true 2 week break. So this is kind of the first time we've been back together. Feels good again.
Yeah.
to be to back
Missed
in the
the
saddle.
table.
Yeah, I missed the table. Big Mace. Sorry to interrupt.
No. By all means, I deserve it. We haven't done much of anything. Kids were sick through Christmas. Little bout of the flu there, I believe is what it was. Probably a lot of snot, a lot of tissues, a lot of Vicks vapor rub, a lot of Dimetap, Motrin, and Tylenol. A lot of Seagram's VO for me, and
That'll cure what ails you.
yes, sir. But no, Christmas was great. Kids had a blast. We should have brought I think when we did finally get healed up enough to go to the in-laws and to my parents, we should have pulled a trailer behind us. Our comfy little 1,500 square foot home is busting at the seams right now. We're gonna have to make a big purge this spring. Gonna have to get a hold of my buddy Chops again for another dumpster. But anyway, yeah, Christmas is great. I'm ready to wrap up 23 and move into 24. See what the future holds. Yeah, ready to do this damn thing.
For the crowd, what's on your shirt?
What do you mean?
Your shirt, buddy.
You like it?
The grandma with the O face.
Yeah, she looks like she's coming hard.
It looks like she died.
Well, that could be too. Yeah. Well, I was going to get into it, but
okay.
It's okay.
Oh,
I'll just blanketly say that I received it as a gift.
Oh, okay.
And we'll dive further in after a while. But I was pretty much told that I had to wear it.
It looks good on you.
210. So
I like it a lot. She is howling at the moon.
yeah, getting it. Yeah, she's must have had that dog in her or something. But yeah. Anyway, great shirt, love it. I got it. We got a candle burning tonight too, which it smells absolutely scrumptious. The flavor is Bofa D's Nuts by the Candle Daddy Company, which they've got a website. You can check them out. That's a free endorsement there, but it smells great. Yeah.
Fine smelling candle.
That was a gift as well.
Okay.
Bofa D's Nuts. Yeah.
Well, thanks for sharing your gifts with us.
You bet. What do you got, Dave?
Well, lots of driving. We went to Wayne County, Indiana for an afternoon.
Just for an afternoon?
Yeah, we were there for about 3.5 hours, I think, 4 hours.
So you drove 8 hours round trip for 3 hours of enjoyment.
Yep.
How long did it take to get? How long does it take to get there?
Well, it
4?
was pretty busy. Took a little over 4 to get there because I normally take the state roads because all the construction on I-70. We left about 6 o'clock at night from up there, and we actually made it back in like 3 hours on the nose. I put the old Black Betty I put the thing on the floor and the thing to the wood, and there was not much traffic because everybody was where they were at for the holidays.
Oh, yeah.
So Jenna's like, there could be cops. I was like, hopefully they're with their families.
How in the hell did you go to a Christmas outing and then commence to drive 4 hours or 3 hours on the nose after Christmas?
They don't drink in Wayne County.
Oh, no, they definitely do. I didn't. We didn't. We knew we were there was no way I was staying without my CPAP.
Proud of you.
So we just went up there, visited my, what would you say, paternal grandmother for about 45 minutes because I'll see her here in a couple months for butchering.
Is she the one that's 90?
Nope. She's 83.
Oh, 83. Wait, who had a 90th birthday?
That's my maternal grandmother.
Oh, gotcha.
Viv. We went to Viv's house after that for a few hours. Had some ham and mashed potatoes. Sat around the table catching up, and then we loaded up and headed back south.
How you doing? Keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Came home, went to bed, woke up, did Christmas with the in-laws. Came home, went to bed, woke up, went to church, Christmas at home, Christmas at the in-laws again, back to work.
There you go.
Glad to be back in the saddle here.
Whirlwind.
Yeah. Well, it missed you, Dave.
Yeah, I missed you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
What about you, honey?
Well, we had my older brother was in town from Cincinnati with his family, so it was good to see them. And they didn't get to stay long because they had to get back to other things there in the Natty. But younger brother and got engaged this weekend.
Saw that
Did
on
he
the-
really?
Yeah, he got engaged.
Awesome.
So,
Good for him.
yeah, he old big brother, pulled some strings and happened to get him a nice room there in West Baden.
Oh, yeah.
With a nice view of the atrium. So he
Did it have one of them little wrought iron walkouts inside?
I think they did.
Wow.
I think they did. David, I don't know anybody up there.
Bucket list. That's
know.
that's on my bucket list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can make that
I
happen.
want to walk out in the buff.
Well, that we can't have
On
happen.
one of those,
I can't be associated
Like,
with that.
I'm not going to say, my name's Casey Lindemann when I come out on that little patio or little catwalk there in the nude. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say that.
Oh, boy.
That'd be a wild deal.
so he
I
got,
guarantee that's a gateway ticket out of that bitch
Yeah.
right now.
Real quick. So he got engaged, and then we had Christmas. Janelle's parents, they do it generally the weekend before. So we were up there on Saturday for the long haul, and then we did Christmas Eve at my father's house, and then we do Christmas morning at our house, and then make a big breakfast, and then we were back at Papaw's for Christmas Eve dinner.
We had waffles and I think I made bacon too. Waffles and bacon. Or maybe no, just waffles.
We do
Christmas morning.
we obviously I've said it, and I got to send it to my buddy Bradley. But we did Merkley center cut ham for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tradition there, Christmas morning. So the old Blackstone, I commented how wild it was. Our poor dear mother, God rest her soul, spent all morning with a couple frying pans, frying up
You're out
5,
there
6,
with-
7 slices of ham, and I'm 3 pounds of bacon and 4 or 5 of those big slices that center cut ham on there, just cooking away. And I look at my older brother and I said, "My God, Mom would have loved having one of these." I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was done in record time. It was amazing. But so yeah, the kids got more than I used to, and I probably even said it on the show. I was anti-gift for the kids, and then I was just like, you know what? They're young.
Yeah.
Let them have all the toys they want in the world.
For sure.
We've got toys, Dave, that we have not opened yet. Like we unwrapped, and they're sitting out in the garage, so we can go through the toy room upstairs to get some things, some big hits. Santa Claus dropped off a Barbie dream house for our little girl, and she was completely ecstatic. And
We should I guarantee you old Ellie and Zobug could probably hang out and play some Barbies because Ellie's still all in on
yeah, and Ride Guy, some big Tonka trucks, some diggers.
Atta baby.
So he likes doing that. But yeah, we had good. It was good to spend time.
What were
with
the
family.
big hot ticket items at your house this year, Christmas gift wise?
Baseball bats.
Really? Yeah.
What'd you get? What's White swinging this year?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have
Okay, good
to, just
conversation.
have
Dave.
to ask Jenna about that.
I mean, it's a shiny box. It's some Louisville Slugger custom something or
Probably
another.
a meta.
No, Metas aren't made by Louisville Slugger. I don't think they are.
Aren't they not?
I don't think they are.
Is
I
meta?
think Metas are. I'd have to.
We'll have to Google that.
I'm not into. I haven't flipped the calendar.
You
yet.
haven't watched the Bat Bros as much as Maxwell or these boys probably do.
The weather's been good for them. They've been down there, BP
swinging away.
every night.
Where at?
Under the walkout
Yeah.
deck, there's a net there and a tee underneath, so it stays dry.
Doing some tea work.
Mm.
We did. Ours was like skates and scooters. They got new scooters, new scoots, new razors, and then clothes. Maxwell's he's looking fly. He got a lot of really good looking clothes.
Good.
Yeah. So
Weston got his bat wasn't quite what Wyatt's was, so he got clothes and shoes and such as well, some other stuff.
yeah.
Well, because I think when we were at Dick's Sporting Goods helping Santa with some things, I went over and looked at what it was, and I think even entry level on the shelf was about $450,
Oh yeah.
which is unreal. That's crazy, but especially like it's tough. That's one of the big questions we always get from middle school baseball parents is, should I buy a new bat? And it's like, well, what are you swinging right now? And if it's something they could grow into, it's like it's not worth dropping $300-400 for 1 year or 2 years. But it's expensive world out there. So just go from
was
there.
it the Atlas?
That's what I'm trying to look up here.
That's Louisville Slugger's new one for 24 is called the Atlas.
So who makes the goods?
The Meta is also made by Louisville Slugger. The goods is the Dean Marini.
The goods is the DeMarini.
Yeah.
So really in the game, then the back game, DeMarini, Easton, and Louisville Slugger are about your only three.
Well, no. You got other ones. There's Dirty South, Vice. There's a handful.
Yeah, but they're not. Your SEC baseball programs are swinging DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, or Easton. You know what we'll do? What we'll do is we'll just listen to our Hour 1 sponsor and then jump right into it.
Yeah.
Hour 1 is presented by Matt Krieg of Krieg Insurance. Listen, it's 2024. We all make these grand plans and have wild resolutions that, statistically speaking, we don't keep. But one resolution that is super simple and you should keep is talking to Matt about life insurance. Listen, no one wants to talk about life continuing on after their passing. No one wants to consider that, but it happens. And a lot of times people do not plan accordingly. Make a plan with Matt that will take care of your family in their time of need. They shouldn't be worrying about paying bills or having money to cover groceries during their time of grief. Get that peace of mind that they will be taken care of. Give Matt a call today. He's always there to help.
Okay.
All right, there we go.
buddy.
We're back.
Here we go.
Appreciate the support. Hey, Big Mace, let's get us started with the first show in 2024 with the first topic. Big Mace.
Oh, boy. So we were talking at work the other day about like inner city life, travel, infrastructure, like all kinds of just, I guess for me and growing up here, how wild it is to think about living in the inner city and trying to have to commute across the city to your job or, you know, wherever you got to go. And if you were a walker, you know, somebody that has to walk, about like, you know, trip hazards and other things that you could potentially step in or on or trip over. And then the topic got brought up about the poop on the streets.
There's poop on the streets.
Yes.
Like dog poop.
No. Like human poop on the
Human fecal matter,
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah.
I think it really happens.
Yes.
That's 100% what it happens. And I Googled it. And just for example, the city of San Francisco, California, one of the highest shit on street cities that there are.
Now, is that you saying that, or is that an actual like
No.
award they've received?
Well, I don't
Probably
know.
by that one website, Trivago.
Trivago. No, what is it that? Not Yelp. TripAdvisor.
Yeah,
TripAdvisor.
That's what I was thinking.
Trivago is where you book the trip. TripAdvisor tells you what's there.
So go ahead when you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, there's a poop map for San Fran. Boom. But yeah, so when we were talking about all this stuff, we were talking about like cities and like people shitting on the street because of the homeless population and other things, I guess. Any reason that it would prompt you to...
When I read your topic, I thought it was like going to be like a best places to poo
No.
type of situation. Like
You would think that, you know, but that leads into...
Fifth and Main, Dave, is a
Right.
hot spot.
Well, that leads into my second top. I'm like the second part of that. But like, just for example, when you zoom out, it just gives you like general areas
no, with the little poo emojis.
with the little poo emojis. Like this is an actual website. It's yeah. But there's an app that you can download on your phone to plot said
report fecal matter.
Yeah, piles. Well, then when you zoom in, look at that.
Oh,
That is shit. Every one of those orange little dots is shit
on the
on the street.
What is that district they talk? So in a lot of these major cities, there's areas or districts that have become overrun with homelessness and also drug use and behavior. Like in, is it Philadelphia? There's like a main street in Philly. Starts with a K. It starts with a K in Philadelphia, but like these places are just, you just don't.
I think the most iconic one would probably be Skid Row. Is that in L.A.? Isn't that where Skid Row's at? Like they call that Skid Row?
I thought that was a band.
Well, it is.
Me too.
It's an 80s hair band, yeah. But
it is something that I don't know. The big thing used to be kids were, I want to live in the big city. I want to live in the big city.
No
There's
way.
absolutely no way, especially with the amount of remote work you can find. Why would you want to be walking out of the coffee shop and look over and
I believe
see?
if I stepped in human shit,
Yeah.
I'd be ready to whoop somebody's ass.
I know.
Not even if it was
It
their
is.
shit.
Skid Row is in L.A., and that's like, it's terrible. Like, it's tense.
You think it's still terrible?
What do you mean? I mean,
I don't think anything's gotten better in California.
No, it's bad.
Which
But
is
I
a
just-
shame. My quick trip there last year,
Yeah.
awesome weather down there in, where did I go? San Diego.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Philadelphia, it's Kensington Avenue,
There you go.
and there's a TikTok account that goes down there, and it's
We
so.
talked about that last week.
Do you remember the videos, the show, or the movies, bum fights?
Yeah, we talked about bums with drones last week.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
But this account, sometimes the algorithm, which by the way, I'm on a hot streak in saying that,
Yeah,
right?
Nice work. Yeah.
The algorithm.
Yeah.
The algorithm. Will,
We actually talked about my mother-in-law at Christmas the other day.
She made fun of me?
No, my sister-in-law Olivia has an entire list of words that her mother pronounces that are like, it's probably the proper way, but nobody says it. Like epitome,
Epitome.
epitome. You know, she
it's
says
supposed to be epitome.
no. That's how it looks, but it's epitome. And then cabinet. She says, Max, would you go get me a glass of water? The glasses are in the cabinet.
That
Your
second
mother-in-law
N
does?
isn't there.
Cabinet.
Yeah, the second N isn't there.
The I, cabinet. We just say cabinet.
But it's spelled cabinet.
Yeah, cabinet.
Oh boy, this makes for great radio.
Rural.
Rural.
Like we need to go over to Rural King. We just say Rural King. You know what I mean? Like it's just, anyway, that's.
You know why he's always correcting me about shit? Because this is what he sits around at family.
You know
gatherings.
what she always told me?
What's that?
If you asked me a question and you said, hey, where's Casey at? And she'd always say, in a place where sentences don't end in prepositions. Because at is a preposition, you know?
Okay.
Like you just say, where's Casey? You don't have to say at.
Okay.
Yeah, she's an English major at IU, just
Yeah.
so you know.
Well, here in the real world.
Back to your normal
Yeah.
scheduled program.
So, anyways, I see this a lot, and these people you can obviously tell. I mean, it. You know, not the San Fran poop map. Like I don't want to say we're making light of it, but those
No
are the people
way.
that are.
That's what I'm.
The problem that you have is you have a boiling health crisis
Mhm.
in this. You've had a boiling mental health crisis in this country that's been ignored. That's led to these other problems, and politicians have gotten involved instead of the boots on the ground people. And you can have all the friendliest of policies that you want. Tread lightly because we don't get into politics, but you can have all these friendly policies that you want. But when you look at what really happens in reality, it's just none of that stuff has worked. None of that stuff has helped, and it's made it worse. Like when you look at, was it Portland, where they decriminalized almost everything
Mm-hmm.
drug wise,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're shocked that you find all these needles and other things where kids are playing in the park. And I remember playing rugby in Detroit, and that field was on 8 Mile behind the Armory. They used to walk that field with, they used to walk it and also
Metal detector.
metal detectors to check for needles. And it's crazy for us to think about that. Like where we live, could you imagine going down to Huntingburg Park and sitting right there on the picnic table
I've
is where
picked up one. I've sucked one up in the leaf wagon before. In a leaf pile.
How you guys do it through the leaf stuff, unreal to think about it. But on that side, I would say maybe that's a diabetic that didn't dispose of their needle properly.
It'd blow your mind, the shit that they find, them park boys find down there.
And probably
anywhere.
I mean, it does, and it's just magnified in the bigger city because they have more people.
So that was the thing. It's like so. There's two different maps. The one map that I looked up was like in San Francisco in general, but it was the poop map, where you see all the defecation spots. But then the other one I Googled was public restrooms in downtown San Fran, and it's like there's hardly any of them.
Well, no wonder there's so much shit on this.
That's what I thought. That was my thing. And then like going back to personal experience, like when we went to St. Louis that time to the Cardinals game this last summer, and we went to
we need to do that again.
I know it was a lot of fun, and we walked from that Airbnb that my brother had booked, and we walked down to Busch Stadium, which was only 6 or 8, 10 block walk, which wasn't bad, but never did we cross one single public restroom.
Oh no. When we come from the hotel even farther down, you don't.
No. and that's what I don't understand. Like Huntingburg, they have one. I mean, we have one, and our city is tiny. You know what I mean? Like we have a public restroom that's open all the time there at Market Street Park. Our main street or our main city park, there's, 1, 2, 3 full service bathrooms, but like, I guess what I'm getting at is like, you go to these places, these cities and shit like that have these marquee attractions, i.e. Busch Stadium, Ballpark Village, all these, big attractions. Like you go to, Chicago, you got, that city, the inner city park, and you got the Bean and, Soldier Field and the City Museum and all that stuff that's real close downtown. And you see all these people, but I guess, I mean, obviously, in a crime-stricken place like that, you give those people an inch, they're going to take it a mile.
Well,
you know what I mean? But
when I worked for the Parks Department way back in the early 2000s, there was nothing worse than going and checking bathrooms and realizing that somebody had shit all over the toilet, and because there was a cornfield right next door, were just had poop corn strung all over the place.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. Like
that's what
your argument about public restrooms. You do that, what's going to happen when Dave's going to use the public restroom?
Oh god,
somebody's in there shooting up, or somebody's in there doing other things that is not rated for what we've got going on.
Right.
That's the public restrooms in those tourist areas make sense to that certain extent, but any one of those places you're talking about, there's a business there that you go in to have lunch. Guess what they've got? A restroom. Mm-hmm. Or you go to the Arch in St. Louis. Yeah. You pay to go down into the museum underneath. Your average everyday tourist that's going through there isn't the one that's shitting on 3rd and Vine.
No.
It's the vagrants that you're talking about.
Yes.
The homeless.
Yes.
The mental health situation.
Yes. My question would be like, why? I don't know. If you're homeless, people poop like they're normal people, like how do they not? I don't know. Like I'm not advocating for homelessness I'm trying to do. It's just like, I think it's wild that there is that big of a, what do you say, population of homeless people in these urban cities.
Oh, I bet you could get on your Googler there and find out estimated homeless population in San Francisco.
It'd be insane.
I bet the homeless population in San Francisco
would dwarf Huntingburg.
I would say you could put Huntingburg, Ferdinand, Holland together and still not reach that number.
Du Bois County as a whole, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know
total population. But I guess what I'm trying to say is maybe they wouldn't have a need for the shit map if there was actual place for them to shit.
Well, but some of the problem is the creation of the shit map has come from people that have made light of a serious situation. So instead of fixing a problem, because nobody knows how to fix the problem, it's, well, let's just do this poop map. Everybody gets a laugh out of it, and we can kick the can down the road.
Well, do you think that the poop map was made for a laugh, or do you think it's actually for people that are daily commuters that like just don't want to, see human fecal matter on the road or whatever. I don't know.
I
Like
wonder what they're wiping with.
nothing. It can't be anything.
They're shitting and pulling their britches back up.
That's insane, dude. That's what I mean.
bet the dingleberry situation.
And the chafe, you know what I mean? I know they probably don't walk much, but
I bet
a wild
based
deal.
on their diet or what they eat, probably pretty loose.
oh yeah.
But I think the origin story of a poop map like that was started by somebody to make light
That stepped
of
in
this
it had to have been.
of this commute. Like, and you talk about people that are commuters to work in that area. All those tech jobs, a lot of those other things are complete remote work. The fact that because I think it used to be Twitter, now it's known as X. So do you say X, formerly known as
I think
Twitter?
you still call it Twitter. Don't you still call it Twitter?
I call it Twitter, but you're starting to hear more and more people call it X because that's what it actually is.
X
But-
is going to give it to you.
But Elon's crew, X is going to give it to you. But Elon's crew, like you can look up where their headquarters is at, and I think it's in a real like that's in San Francisco, I think. You could probably look up their headquarters address and look it up on your poop
Like
map.
just
see what it
just
looks
right
like.
here when you zoom so tight, like just right here at the corner of Market Street in Franklin in downtown San Francisco, I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 piles of shit right at that intersection. You know what I mean? Like that's nuts to me. Like why? I don't know, man. If I was a homeless dude, like I don't know if I could just,
They don't care
I know that's what I'm saying. I don't think
because
but
the
there
city
again,
doesn't care.
Never been in this situation before, but I don't think I could just take a dump like right out
You
there
shit
by
in
the
the woods.
Yeah, but not by the street sign.
If you ain't got no woods,
True. Why would it, there's got to be an alley or a dumpster or something to lean up
maybe-
against?
Well, you don't know what that area is.
True.
It might be nearly an alley.
Or it's out front of
A bar.
Mama Cindy's tea shop, and she has to, because that's the other side of
No
this.
public restrooms. I seen a guy piss his pants one time in Purdue at not Purdue at Terre Haute. We were on the walk at Terre Haute, and I watched a grown kid. Well, not grown. We were college age at that time, but a grown 21 or 22-year-old man piss his pants in the parking lot of an AutoZone because they wouldn't let him use the restroom because they said it was for paying customers only.
Going and buy a $2.
That's what I told him. I said, why didn't you
air
not buy a
freshener.
pack of gum or something at the damn cash register?
Spark plug
Yeah.
yapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
98 cents.
one single big smelly pine tree. You know what I
Or
mean? Like,
why you don't walk around the side and just pee.
well, then you go to jail for indecent exposure because that's like the only way you go to jail that weekend in Terre Haute is either fighting or pissing outside. And that, yeah. So that, I mean, they don't mess around with that. But I'm just, like, I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he promptly sat down in a water puddle to mask the urine in his pants because we were all heavily intoxicated.
That's a tough spot to be in. I don't know. It's the sad thing of it is that's that decay of inner cities that you hear a lot about.
Yeah.
A lot of those, we talked about it when I was in Indy in September.
The cookies.
Yeah, the cookies, where
Yeah.
you just there's nobody downtown anymore
Yeah.
because of the jobs, the people, it's remote work,
Yeah.
and those few that have to go in, they're not. They're driving into a basement parking spot and hitting the elevator up. It's a shame. You're not going to fix it, but hey, you just make poop maps.
Wild.
I don't know. All right, so
What do you got?
Well, I had an experience today that I guess I'm just spoiled when it comes to quality pokers of the blood draws. I had a little doctor's appointment today, and little blood work needed to be done. Nothing major, nothing serious. Still healthy as a horse, knock on wood. Hope so. Want to be around a long time. But I go in, and they're like, you got to do a blood draw. I was like, yeah, I know. That's cool. The lady asked me, and seemed like maybe it was her first day on the job. And she said, yeah, hey, do you have any issues giving blood? I said, as long as you get in and get what you need and get out, we're not going to have a problem. Oh, yeah, no problem. there was a problem, Dave.
Oh boy.
They needed 2 little vials, 2 little things there. And so she proceeds to do the check. She goes, well, which arm do you prefer? And I said, well, generally the ladies there at Holland Family Medicine have pretty good luck on the right. But this last time, the left was a little bit better producer. So you go whichever way you want. So she checks. I think I like that on the right. And I said, okay, perfect. Sounds great.
They go for that big boy right here up top?
Sometimes. A lot of times they do. So she gets over there and we're talking and just small talk, normal small talk stuff. Then she dives in. And then you feel that initial. And then usually about that time, like I hear the first 2 being filled and the next one going in. Then there's this awkward silence as she's digging around in my arm. And I'm like, she goes, well, seems that I've missed. Oh, okay. Hey, no big deal. She goes, well, we'll go over here and try the left. She proceeds to pull out and I go, okay, no problem. No big deal. She comes over here to the left. Same routine, start going. She goes, oh, I got one, and I was like, okay, that's good. So she fills up one, and then I don't know, like if the tap ran dry, but then she couldn't get the second vial filled. And then next thing you know, she's over here digging around. Oh, I mean, like legit, like.
Yeah, they pry around.
Trying to find where it's at. And she got like, well, I don't think I got enough in that second vial. And I said, well, because as she pulled the needle out, her exact words were, well, I don't think that'll bruise. And I'm like, well, you just dug around. You just dug around for 15 minutes.
I'm going to look like a heroin addict next time. I'm not going to be able to wear short sleeve shirts for a month.
Yeah. So she, after she proceeded to dig around, I said, okay. And she's like, well, I don't think that's enough. She pulls out a manual. That's where I knew we were in trouble. She pulls out a manual and she's like,
a what?
Looking at it. She's like, there are guidelines for how much is enough. She's like,
God,
I don't think that's enough. And I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. No big deal. By this time I'd started to feel the sweat and I'm trying to breathe, like, like keep her locked in. Like, you're fine. No big deal. Just deep breath. And then her next words were, well, I'm only allowed to stick you twice. So I'm going to have to bring up somebody else.
Yeah.
And my initial thought, Dave, was son of a bitch. The starter can't do it. So now we're going down to the bullpen.
Yeah, get the relief pitcher.
To get one-eyed Betty, who drinks at lunch, to come find the other vein.
Here, let me.
Shakes like a leaf on a tree.
I'll get you here.
And so the other lady comes up, and she comes up, and she goes, oh, we have an issue. And I said, well, we didn't get 2 vials filled. So yes, we do. I said, we don't have an issue yet. And she goes, well, let me find one. So she digs around and then finally, and then I hear her go, oh, we got it. And I was like, well, I'm glad we celebrated this. So 3 sticks later, 2 vials filled and we were out.
My grandma was a hard stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my mom used to say that they would dig around for Grandma Mary's veins forever trying to find them.
Well, and so my thought, like as I was sitting there wondering about this, is normally when Jan and I, forgive me because I don't know who the other lady was, but like they're spot on. Like boom, we're in, we got it. Like don't miss. But it normally doesn't bother me, and I guess maybe it was just because this is the first time somebody's failed on me that I kind of started to get that little bit of panic creep up.
Do you think? I wonder what kind of schooling that it would have to go into. Do you know what the actual title of the person that does this stuff is called?
Phlebotomist?
Yeah. Do you know what? I wonder what what kind of training they have to go to.
I think it's kind of like an associate's degree type thing.
No way.
Mm-hmm. I think it is.
No. I don't think so.
I don't think it's like 2 years, but I think there's a training
like
program
a CNA draw blood?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Because a lot of times those RNs that do it. So if
40 to 80
hours
in class hours and 20 to 40 clinical hours is all the training.
I just saw somebody on Facebook sharing pictures of their kids' hall for Christmas, and somebody got their daughter a vein, like a IV practice kit. Like a big rubber arm and with
You sure it was the same rubber arm? You sure it was an IV? Did the hand seem to be a little like this shaped or whatever? Or was it?
I didn't pay attention. I might have to go
Was
back
the
and
hand
double
like
check.
this? Kind of like this, Eric? Like that? Was that the hand shape?
Poor gal's going to school to be a graphic designer.
Oh, shoot.
Mama got me a rubber fist for Christmas.
Yeah.
Practice starting IVs.
Well, sweetie, you said you wanted to get
Gosh,
into
I don't know
content
who that was
creation.
I've seen it on, but now I'm going to have to play through Facebook to see if I got to delete this whole comment.
It just like it didn't like, and she was very nice about it, and she didn't panic, so I was talking to her and asked her, why do you enjoy sticking people all day? She's like, well, everybody's veins are different. And I was like, I don't like how you said that.
Boy, I don't like your tone.
You might dress in all black and enjoy beating men on the side for pleasure.
Wow. BDSM.
Which, by the way,
Sadomasochism.
I did ask her. She goes, after she failed the second time, I said, well, just punch me in the nose, collect blood that way. She goes, you're the second one to say that today.
Oh,
And I
God.
should have known then.
Maybe she was hungover. Maybe she was having like an off day or something.
I don't know. The fact that I made the comment after she failed, I was like, well, just punch me in the nose. We'll collect blood that way. And somebody else had said that today, probably really should be a sign.
So when I had gone to the hospital after my second or third knee surgery, and I was having some issues, like, I don't know. I thought I was having a panic attack for some reason, but I was sitting in a chair at home with like 50 staples in my leg, high as Judge Judy, you know what I mean? Pissing in a bedpan, the whole works. And then like all of a sudden I couldn't breathe. Like I was real short of breath and all this shit. Justine, my dear wife, she was like trying to keep her shit together as much as she could because she knew that like with post-op surgeries with a big, like I had a pretty much reconstruction of my entire leg. And blood clots, you know what I mean? She thought that I was having a blood clot or something in my lung. So she kind of like, get your ass in the car now. But like didn't freak out because she didn't want me to flip out because I have some, anxiety stuff and panic issues and shit like that. So
He has a few.
yeah. So I go into the ER and they go to put a line in right away, to do what they call like a D-dimer test or something where they see if your blood is like could be clotted or anyway, blah, blah, blah. They couldn't get it started. Like for some, and I mean, you could see these sumbitches from space, they're huge, like my arm veins are. Stevie Wonder could probably put a line in if he had to, and it's like, this woman couldn't do it, so they had to bring a seasoned veteran in. Luckily, friend of mine and my dad's and my grandpa, which I'm sure you know it, Mr. Bob Veach.
Yeah.
Yeah, used to be I don't know if is he corner still?
I don't think he is a corner
Anyway,
anymore.
he is an absolute.
Well, his son's a big fan of the program.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, BJR, or not BJR, that's Big John Reed. Big John Veach is a big fan of the show. But they had old Bobby come down there and first freaking pick, man. First shot he got me. Guy, he's older, shaking like a leaf, been doing it for 200 years, and he got her in there right out of the gate, and I'm like, well, sometimes they just got to call in the pros, because he's on an ambulance all the time, you know what I mean? So that's,
And those guys that start them on ambulances and stuff.
yeah, good.
They
God.
have to
Well,
be.
yeah, you're
As
beating
their
around.
partner's driving her 90 through the streets of Huntingburg, trying to get a line in. There's a big fan of the show that I may be related to that is an avid watcher.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is what he does. Like, I'm not going to say names, but enough descriptive details.
Yeah, we know who you're talking about.
He is getting a flu shot is tough.
Lights out.
He not a fan.
Big friend of he's passed away now, but every time we go in for the health fair,
Yeah.
lights out. As
Yeah.
soon as she even talk about blood draw,
Yeah.
he was just getting all white and noodle legged.
So a certain individual who shall not be named had a certain procedure that you get done to look at your, it's kind of a rite of passage as you get older. But that
Glamour shots.
when you get those done, and they had a old nurse that had been on the admin side that had got back into the working side of it.
Oh God!
And she was trying to put a line in old this individual.
Yeah.
And I walk back and there's some blood here and there. And
Oh shit!
I said, what in the hell happened? And well, we had a little bit of issue the nurse was still there. Well, we had a little bit of issue getting started, and he went down. Kind of got white face and went down. And then, like when she left, I said, "So what really happened?" He goes, "She missed." Started digging, and then I could feel the blood running down my hand. And he goes, "That's where I went out."
Game over.
Game over. But he's not. And another certain individual who shall remain nameless, but just got engaged. He's the same way too. He can't handle it.
Really?
He can't handle it. Yeah. And I don't know.
I'm not a big fan of shots or blood draws, but I have no problem with tattoos.
Isn't that wild? That's
I think
crazy.
it's a depth.
You think so?
situation.
Huh?
You've just never had to go real deep, Dave?
Never been bag deep in there. Huh?
Yeah, never.
What do you?
More of
did
just
you
a tip
guys?
guy?
Do you guys ever do? Did you guys when you were in school? Did they ever do blood draws when you were in school? How are they able to do that?
Wait, blood draws or donate blood?
Donate blood. Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe
Blood
we did, but I
drive.
was never,
Blood drive.
I never participated.
I always did because you got out of class for a little bit.
But how did they do that when we weren't 18? Does that matter?
You had to be over 16, I think, to donate.
And then you had to probably get a permission slip or something to
Maybe.
let you go.
Because
I'm sure you did. You can't just go drawing blood from children.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's how the rich and famous stay young.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Whoa.
The fountain of youth, huh?
Go ahead. Hey, Dave, go ahead and dive into that conversation.
Get into
Your
that here in
first
a minute.
topic.
But there was always a gal that was in my class that we would go, because I think, probably you turn 16 when you're junior, late
Freshman.
sophomore, junior, sophomore, freshman, whatever the hell you go. So
Most people probably sophomore year.
So you got a couple years of blood draws that you could go to through high school, and she would go, and we would all do it and everything, and she would get off the table, walking over to the snack table, and just, this was after she'd already had it done.
Yeah.
And she would pass out every time.
I've never given blood.
Like sniper shot.
The first
game over.
The first time I did was in high school, and I was good. I thought I was good. I blew off the snack table a little bit, like didn't hang out there too long.
Mm-hmm.
And I had gotten to class, and then I was like, oh, I feel woozy.
Mm-hmm.
Then the second time I did it, hung out just a little bit longer, and
I used to work with a guy that would go to the plasma bank.
I did that once
religiously. Like you
I thought about doing that in college for money.
That's what this guy did.
We had a guy that did it in college that he did it so much that he had scarred over, and they had started to look for like another. Like he had started developing on another one.
I'm not 100% sure on my blood type. Like I know
I have no idea.
We've probably talked about this before.
A positive.
I know, but like I think I might be at O, and that's the one where you need,
they want Janelle to donate because I forget Janelle has a blood type.
Is it O pos?
No,
O neg,
I want to say
those?
she's one of those negatives. Like she might be an A negative, but see, all of our kids are A positive. So she really thanks me when she's had to get that. What's that shot they give them at birth? The gamma ray, not gamma ray. That's not right.
Measles.
Rogam. It's the Rogam. It's for the rhesus, whatever.
Pieces.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, it's Janelle used to donate on a regular basis, and I don't know if she has in a while or not.
O negative and O positive are on highly demand. Only 7% of the population are O negative.
That's because it works for everything, right?
Yeah, you can use it anybody. Like if I had O negative and you guys are whatever you are, you could use my blood.
It's the universal donor.
Yeah, those people need to go a lot.
I tried to give blood one time, and they told me I couldn't because I was sniffly or something. They're like, have you taken any medicine for this? I'm like, yeah. And I told them whatever it was I took.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can't donate blood if you got that in your system.
Right.
Okie dokie. And then I was like, well, but I take regular medicine now all the time. I probably couldn't donate blood anyway.
Yeah,
you can't.
Yeah, let's say my buddy, big friend of the program, Ricky Clem, he goes religiously. He's a big donor.
Well, I had taken allergy medicine or something. They
Well, you
said,
can't do meth or anything like that.
well, they told me because of my cold and I was
crack
on
cocaine
medicine that I couldn't give.
Well, there's actually, I did not realize this, but I learned that there was a if you are taking a certain prophylactic to prevent HIV, you're not allowed to donate. There's a large
Was this
population.
the Brian White research that got you there?
No, this was
He had sickle cell, didn't he?
this was a conversation with somebody where they were doing a blood drive, and the individual was like, "Yeah, I'd donate blood, but they won't take my blood," and not missing a beat. And this person is gay, and not missing a beat. I was like, "Oh, why is that?" Thinking like, "Oh shit, we could out a lot of things here." Like I didn't mean to overstep that bound.
And then he just comes right at you with, "Oh, because I'm gay and I take a prophylactic."
Yeah.
Oh God.
Because I was like, "Oh, this could be, be
Yeah.
a multitude of things, obviously." But yeah, that's what he had said. So.
Is that? Nah, never mind. Sorry.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, Dave, what you got?
So I was at Grandma Viv's.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure is where I was. And having some dinner. Served up had them on square plates. And I just got thinking how much I really don't like square plates. And I'm curious where you guys stand on square plates. It's just such an inconvenient. The only thing I can think that's good about a square plate is if you're having something with gravy that you could, tip it up and get it all out of there. But then, if I do that, somebody's going to give me shit anyway. So I'm not going to do that.
So what?
Hold on, time out.
Let's go a little further.
Let's do a review
Sounds like I need a beer.
of what's been discussed so far. Poop map in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Blood draw pokes.
Mm-hmm.
Square plates.
Now we're on to square plates.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what, if you do not like this show,
Yeah.
now TikTok user 679.
You don't.
The problem is TikTok user 679 loves it. Just
Yeah.
jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, just jealous
It's
of it.
like if you don't chew big red gum, then
Yeah. But it's kind of one of those things where if you
What?
don't love the randomness of this show,
then you're a
And I feel like
Go
I
pound
probably
sand.
didn't used to hate square
what?
plates.
Now wait a minute. What?
our plates are square at home now
What
that I think about it.
material? What material are the plates made of?
Ceramic?
Okay, so they were real plates.
They weren't like, I don't think you can buy square paper plates.
Yeah, you can. I'm pretty sure you can. Yeah.
I'll tell you the biggest
None
thing.
of
And
it
it's,
worth a
and it's,
damn.
it's,
No.
If you're not buying them heavy white Chinette ones,
Yeah.
just you're wasting your
it's
time.
a fat guy problem is why I don't like them.
Too many corners?
Well, yeah.
You can't
'cause-
build your plate very well with a square.
No, it's not
Oh.
that. It's probably how I eat. So I spin my plate as I get to the different areas.
No, you
But I
don't.
like, but I like to hold over my
I wish
plate
we had
as
a
much as I
plate
can.
there.
But when you're a fat guy and you get to the corner, there ain't no plate to hold over.
Oh boy. No, I never. I usually don't twist my plate around when I'm eating or nothing
Really?
like that. No, no, because we went over to my mom's for Christmas dinner and we had they were big ass oval plates, like an oval.
Yeah, oval be nearly as bad.
Yeah, oval plate. But I
That's a
didn't.
long turn on that oval there.
I didn't spin it. I didn't spin my plate. Why do you spin your plate?
How do you build your plate? Is it how you build your plate? Are you each spot is laid
No,
out?
I'm a mixer. I'm a mixer.
So then why do you got to spin your plate?
You're a savage.
Well,
You're a savage.
What do you mean you're a mixer? Like how far do you mix?
so like at Viv's especially,
Like corn and the mashed potatoes are going
Yeah,
together
that's
for sure.
fine.
corn
Yeah.
and mashed potatoes.
Even
now,
green beans are fine in there, but
what my favorite is corn, mashed potatoes, stuffing, and cottage cheese all mixed together.
yeah.
The coldness of the cottage
Damn.
cheese in them random bites is just
Oh.
it's nice.
As a texture guy, that blows me away. Because you are you being a texture guy, like that's what blows me away. Thinking
Yeah,
that
I
you
like
could handle that cottage cheese amongst all that other.
I've
Not
eaten an
cold
embarrassingly large amount of cottage cheese in the last couple of days.
Is that right?
Are you a large curd or small curd guy?
I'm not picky on the curd size.
I like large curd.
I like cottage cheese a lot, but I don't ever buy it. Like I do.
Why is that?
I don't know. No clue. I bet I have not personally bought a tub of cottage cheese for my house ever. I bet you that. I bet you.
I think it goes in waves for us because I like eating it too.
Yeah.
My problem is like what most folks would call a tub is like a single size serving.
Oh, heaven's sakes, David.
You eat a lot of cottage cheese. So
we don't get a lot.
Black pepper in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, don't you put jam in your cottage cheese?
God,
My grandpa did, and I do.
Shut up. My dad eats it with peaches. That's
My other grandpa would put it over a bed of tomatoes.
yes. I mean, that's
yeah.
good. Fresh, homegrown, vine ripe tomatoes. Yeah, I can see that. But now the square plate thing, I think locking back in on that. Like, I don't really think it would bother me any at all if the plate was square because I don't spin it, and I mean it's just
It's probably just the spin game, but I don't, and I don't,
or other than the fact that you're just weird.
Yeah,
I know that's we can't forget that.
I only had one plate. There's plenty up there, but the square.
You were so thrown off by the plate shape that you weren't going
But
to
now that
dabble.
I'm talking about it, I don't know if I spin my plate regularly. Maybe it's just the fact that I couldn't if I wanted to made me feel like I was oppressed.
Why could you? Oh my God, he's being oppressed. He
I've
was
got a
facing
real-
facing oppression at Christmas dinner based on
I've got a
the
real
shape of the
pro-
plate.
Yeah, seriously,
Good
because I feel
Lord.
like I don't. As I was,
Have you ever
doing
been tested for OCD?
No, or autism, but I feel like both.
Yeah,
might be
you're
involved.
probably there. Yeah, you got one toe in the water. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
So when I guess my thing though, what is the what? So I guess the only thing that I could see where a plate spin could be potentially beneficial is if you had something over here that you wanted to maybe rake against this side of the dish or whatever. Like maybe if it was paper, you could kind of fold it up and load your fork a little better.
Now, Mrs. Smoker, she also doesn't like the sound of it.
Oh,
The metal on the ceramic.
yeah.
So I don't like just.
That's
great.
that's what I was saying. Like you don't want to drag that last bite of cottage cheese over here into your. I mean, but I know the mixing.
Sounds like
thing
he doesn't put cottage cheese on his plate. He just eats the tub.
Well, at dinner I don't because it's.
Oh, you want to be polite. There you go.
frowned upon.
Yeah, so I don't know, and there's always a crease. Like I don't like scooping into the bare flatness, but there should always be a rim. You can.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can use that rim to your advantage.
Or you got your knife and you use your knife, but you don't just go throwing that out willy nilly in the middle because
Right.
then you got to carry it across all that air. And again, I got a lot of front on me,
Yeah.
and then there's lots of opportunities to drop.
Oh, I know.
So if I scoop from the back side of the plate and bring it all the way up, I'm just increasing the opportunities for failure.
You're running that risk.
So if you just keep everything,
and heaven forbid you pick your plate up. That's just.
So how long have you been?
uncalled for.
How long has the square plate bothered you?
I haven't had a square plate in ages, but it really threw me off, and that's why I brought it up. Like we were having dinner, and I was talking to my grandma, reminiscing about some things, and having a good time, and then I was struggling with it. So I said, "Hold on, Grandma," and I took a note down so we could talk about this because it really just.
So you interrupted a memory recollection with Gam to.
Shortly after she told me, she was talking, she's like, I think everybody here has a sickness. Look at them all. Because everybody was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, down in there.
And her and I were just shooting the breeze about whatever. But that square plate really just threw me for a loop.
Threw you for a loop. Yeah, that's kind of interesting because.
And how old is she? You say again? 83.
No, she just turned 90.
She's the
Grandma
one.
Viv. Yeah.
Grandma Viv turned 90. Well, look at Christmas through the eyes of Grandma Viv. She don't want to see phones out there.
Nah.
She wants to spend time with everybody.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And that's why I felt bad. Hold on, this is a podcast thing, Grandma. And I didn't tell her that I didn't like her plates.
Oh, you'd break her.
I don't
Does she
think
listen to the show?
I don't think so. Somebody will probably.
Well, Aunt Perry.
But they're
sells out?
real. They're real plates. Yeah, we've already crossed that bridge. They're real plates.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
Well, have we crossed the bridge that Aunt Perry's gonna?
She may, but
She gonna snitch on us? Aunt Perry, don't snitch on
she won't
us.
snitch on me.
Aunt Perry, don't snitch on us.
She's got our back. She's got our back.
Did you see her this week?
Nope. They
Oh,
didn't
that's
make
right.
it in
Because
from Washington.
she's in the Pacific Northwest there.
Yep.
Hell of a
Yeah,
haul.
I've never really paid attention to the plate. I've always paid attention to what's on the plate.
We don't have any square plates at our house. They're all
Ours
I
is-
really think it's probably. I mean, I'm sure it's just all in here, but something about it just did not go.
100% sure it's
With-
all in there,
with
Dave.
the-
a lot
Whoa.
of people. A lot of places you go out to eat, they got square plates. Like
No, I don't like it.
That's fine.
Where?
What if they had?
Oh,
fancy.
Charlie's used to have square
What
plates.
if they have really good food, but they have square plates? Are you out?
No. I'm just...
It's not enough to stop it from me.
Oh, we can't go there.
Yeah.
Why? What's wrong? Well, they got them stupid.
I tell you
square
what,
plates.
I feel like, though, my level of insecurity with things... Insecurity is not the word. Like things like that... Is trigger the word?
Oh boy.
You're gonna
Like,
get
I feel
triggered.
like something...
Trigger warning.
The algorithm.
Like, there's a lot that's like, I just can't handle it. Like, it just... you can't... No.
Your tolerance for things, Dave.
Yeah, I guess if I knew it was really good food and the square plate problem persists in my life,
Yeah.
I would probably just
Bring your own plate.
bring in a paper plate to...
Oh, heaven's sakes.
So, do you really have an issue with the big round, like oval Chinette tape plates?
Yeah, I like a round...
I'm going to go online tomorrow and look up. I'm not going to go online. I'm going to call numerous restaurants in our area and find one that predominantly uses square plates or non-round.
I feel like most of the time square plates, there's normally rectangle plates for apps. But that's
And then we're going to go there so I can watch him transfer the food onto a
I'm not there yet.
paper plate that
I'm
he
not
brings
there
in.
yet.
Now, what happened? Like most of the Mexican places around here,
Those are oval plates, aren't they?
some of them. Hey, Los Bravos. Justine always gets this El Rayo thing. It's what she eats, and it comes on a square plate.
What's El Rayo?
I don't know.
I normally
Chicken
get
and-
fajita quesadilla wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
Those are always ovular. But the handle,
Ovular.
ovular,
Ovular.
isn't that where baby eggs are?
Ovulate.
Ovulation.
Yeah.
But the handle
That's the only time
makes
my
it
wife
not
was talking to
spinny. Maybe it's a
The handle. What handle?
when you get to the fajitas, the little cast iron skillet.
Oh, yeah.
The wooden handle there so you don't
The
burn your little
skillets.
paw.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really think that's an interesting deep dive.
Yeah.
Dave.
Back to the FBI profile, and they probably
Yeah, no, that's just another chalk line there, Bubba.
Yeah,
Yeah.
confirm it. They're checking that box off.
I don't know. That's a wild thing. I
I've
guess
just never looked
Nope.
at my plate
Nope.
to worry about it that much.
I think
But
it's
you said
probably
it-
just a little crooked, and I bumped it with my belly and didn't like it. Maybe that was a problem. Like I couldn't because it's
Well, you're
not
supposed to eat off
consistent.
it as a square, not a diamond.
Well,
That would be stupid if you're eating it off like a diamond.
TikTok user 6789 is going to have a field day with this one.
Hope so.
Yeah, I guess I don't know anything about my belly bumping things on the table.
You guys are massive. You got the combined weight of a
wouldn't question-
subcompact car.
I wouldn't question any of these guys' knowledge of food.
Hey, guess what, pal? Your opinion doesn't matter.
Eat shit.
Your opinion doesn't matter. 8675.
309.
Anyway, yeah, that just
Douchebag.
really threw me off. I wasn't a big fan, and I don't remember it being.
So
a
did
problem
it almost
with that.
ruin like your Christmas dinner?
It threw me off enough that I like interrupted Viv. Like
Grandma
not
Viv.
interrupted, like, hey, stop talking. But I was like, Grandma, 1 second, I gotta. And I grabbed my phone to make a note because I was like, we got to talk about this.
Now, did
This
you
is-
tell Jenna about it on your way back or anything? Did you? bend
No,
her brain on it?
Jenna naps when we drive.
Oh yeah.
Like
That's
how
nice.
quick into the nap is she? Like how quick into the drive is she out?
She almost right away. She'll put in her earbuds and she'll turn on a podcast. Not
Our
ours.
podcast?
No,
Oh,
she's a
wow.
true crime
Oh,
gal.
yeah, me too.
Is she listening to our buddy Todd
She's
McComas?
listened through all.
Jessica
I mean,
Knowles?
she's done with it. She like binged the.
The investigators?
Yeah.
He comes out weekly or
Yeah, they have been.
bi-weekly or whatever.
Shout out Todd McComas.
I cannot believe that. Justine hates my guts 95% of the time, but she usually tries to conversate or at least bitch about my driving. You know, heaven forbid she would put in earbuds or any of that.
No, normally Jenna just like unless it's like just driving to church or something. Like if it's gonna be.
Now, does she bitch about your driving or anything? I'm a pretty bad driver, though, sometimes.
Well, you get distracted.
Yeah.
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 All over the place.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
are.
you know that. Yeah. But it's okay, though.
It's fine.
He doesn't bother you.
No.
Not a bit.
So what?
Ride or die, homie.
What happens with like when we go to that swamp down south? Was she just immediately earbuds in? See you.
Wow.
Interesting.
Well, no, she walkie-talkied there for a while.
Yeah, like But that wasn't until later. Like once the sun was coming up, the dark hours was pretty much just me and my thoughts.
I struggled at that. Man, we had to switch early. I can't drive it. I was bad.
I when we came back,
I know you switched drivers. Did you switch driving any?
going down.
Either way.
Coming back, we didn't. Going down, we switched right into Alabama because I couldn't quit my head from bouncing off the.
Me too. Yeah, air conditioner on, window down.
I got real excited after we left Walmart. I thought she was going to drive that last little spell, and I was going to.
I can't wait.
Drink beer. Yeah, it didn't happen.
But then, so I got in, and I got in the passenger seat, and she came to the passenger side with
her beer. Yeah,
like,
what the hell?
That last stretch from like
Tate's Hill.
Well, no, that wasn't even as bad because they just do 80 through there. But that stretch where you get through Troy, and all of them, that's a tough spot.
Yeah, turn on 231.
Troy, Ozark, and
stoplight after stoplight.
What is it? Dothan, Alabama.
Dothan, Dothan.
Dothan. See, there it is again.
All right. Well,
so be on the lookout.
Moving
if you
on
have
here.
square plates, think about how bad it bothers Dave.
Yeah, don't invite him over if you do.
T's and P's to Dave and square plates. And now that you've said that, if you come to eat at our house, I'll just make sure you have because I think ours are square. Kind of like a thing. Yeah. So, all right. Hey, it's that time.
For the three big things?
It is time for the three big things.
Here we go.
Our buddy Bradley Ohanian keeps on sending us three big things.
Which we're appreciative for.
We are very appreciative for. So we are on the week of December 25th. What's that?
Nothing. I'm just stretching my index finger.
Is your index finger okay?
Hand cramping.
Here's how to clean up every holiday mess you'll encounter. While we love celebrating the holidays with family and friends, we don't love the messes they may cause. To keep your homes sparkling, our cleaning experts rounded up the best products and tools for just about everyday holiday cleaning problems with tips on how to use them. The worst part of the holidays, cleanup day. How do you guys go about it?
It's terrible.
So we had a pretty big crew over last Friday. And we actually made a big dent in it. As the night went on, we just ordered pizzas that night. I think we had like 10 pizzas in here. So as the night went on, I'd take
from where?
Gigi's.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I just
Gigi, how was it?
Oh, awesome! They make great pizza.
Where are they at?
Jasper.
I know Jasper.
It's Jenna's.
It's where Wendy's is on the north side.
Yeah.
It's behind it. There's like a little almost strip mall, I'd call it. Like
where Felt's Lock used to be.
And, yeah.
A tutoring center.
Yep.
Okay.
Right
so that's Jenna's what?
Family.
Oh, you're in the pizza business?
Brother-in-law and sister-in-law are.
I didn't know Giesler was Italian.
No.
Italian. Hey, you put the oregano. Is it gravy or sauce?
It's good. Is what it is. Anyway, we're really getting off pace of my thought thing.
Square plate, Dave.
We put the wrapping paper in a trash bag as we unwrap.
That's been the biggest game changer.
Yeah.
I think that has taken over.
We've done that since I was a kid. Like before you even start anything,
black trash bag.
Go get a trash bag, and we put the wrapping paper in it immediately. Now, there is usually at the in-laws there'll be somebody collecting tissue paper, bows, boxes to be reused, some gift bags that are not marked, stuff like that. That's not the issue. The issue is when all of the things that become unwrapped then become unpackaged.
The boxes
and zip ties and all that bullshit.
You can go out to that white pickup truck right now.
That's why I had a driveway fire for 2 days in a row.
Yeah, it is. The old pickup truck is full of cardboard.
Yeah.
Recycle. Disappointed in a holiday gift. Did you get a gift this holiday season that you were less than enthusiastic about? We've got tips on how to handle the disappointment. Can you guys recall a gift that you were less than enthusiastic about?
Yes. Oh, well, no. Me? No, not really.
Yeah.
But I guess my
specifically a Christmas gift.
Yeah, specifically Christmas gift.
No, I took it as a gift in general.
Maxwell's gonna swap one out just because he's kind of out of the phase. You know what I mean? But like that's a double-edged sword. You know, when there's 3 of them. You know what I mean? And you can't get 1 and 2 the same thing and not get 3 the same thing because you don't want 3 to be left out or 1 and 2 to like create an alliance against 3 and say, "Ha ha, you MFer, you didn't get it." You know, we did. But yeah.
So the gift, not to incriminate, but is the gift that you received from like a spouse?
No, this was back in early college days. Some,
That's why Bradley does this. He wants to spurn the conversation.
I got one.
Some gal that I was, dating, I suppose you call it. No.
Oh, okay.
She had got me
They were
a box of nicotine patches for Christmas or for Valentine's Day. What? And I was like, "Well, what the shit am I supposed to do with these?" She's like, "Well, maybe I thought you quit smoking so you'd live longer." And all this, and I'm like, "Well,
bitch, I don't want to be around you for the rest of my
you're
life."
assuming that I'll be around long enough for you to notice a difference." And that was about the end of it.
Oh,
like it was shortly thereafter.
God Almighty!
I was like, "Ain't nobody gonna."
What's your story?
I had a couple really close friends, huge friends of the program.
Not going to name them, but one of them's bald and one of them works in a coal mine.
No.
Oh, okay.
He received a set of bear paws, the
For ripping meat apart.
pork shredders,
Yeah.
for Christmas from his spouse.
Yeah.
And he said, "What the do I need these for? I don't even have a smoker to cook meat on." And she was like, "Well, you ungrateful bastard! Like you ruined Christmas." You know what I mean? 'Cause she's like, "What the hell? You're like, what the hell do I need these for? You know what I mean? I ain't got no way to cook no pork or nothing like that. You know?" And it was just and then when that story was relayed to the warden and I was like, "Man, you're a dick." You know what I mean? It fits the bill. Yeah.
I received a sweater. Dad and I joke about it to this day a little bit. I received a sweater from my mother one Christmas. And I just, no idea why. It was a terrible color. Don't wear sweaters in general. And but I was gifted a sweater.
Yeah.
Sat in the closet. Probably still sits in the closet.
Is that right?
Yeah. Another one that I got that I was kind of confused about was the... I had a Pampered Chef, like stone, like pizza stone.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time I got it, I was like, I don't understand this because I was college age. I was like, what am I going to do with a pizza stone?
Right.
And then I realized how much I love that pizza stone. And then it busted a couple years ago.
I have one.
And I haven't replaced it yet.
I've got one, and then it came with this awesome folding spatula to get a whole like Jack's Pizza in one.
Wow.
Spatula is better than a pizza.
See, but I've thought about replacing the stone because I know there's some Pampered Chef folks in the area.
Preheat those bastards too, don't you? The stones.
See, I never
did. But I don't preheat the oven for a pizza either. I let everything get to the same temperature together.
Huh?
What?
If you're supposed to cook it for 20 minutes at 350, I don't heat it to 350, then put it in for 20 minutes. I put it in at the time I turn the oven on for 20 minutes. So it's only at 350 for probably, 9.5 minutes.
Every frozen pizza in the history of the world always says, step 1, preheat oven.
Yeah. Every frozen pizza I've ever had, I've never preheated the oven.
So how do they turn out?
Smoker.
They're just a little softer, and I like it that way. They're not crispy.
Oh boy.
God, yeah.
A little softer.
As a matter of fact, anything that says preheat the oven, that I'm putting it in at the same time I turn it on.
Take a break. I got
You don't
We're
follow
off the
instructions,
rails.
Dave. All right, one more for 3 big things from our buddy Bradley Ohanian. A Pokemon Resurgence. The new stop-motion animation series, Pokemon Concierge, arrives on Netflix Thursday.
Oh, saw that.
Unlike in the various video games, movies, and anime series, these Pokemon are not looking for a battle, but instead a little TLC at a peaceful resort. I'll be on Brado's note. I'll be honest. I have no idea what Pokemon is or even about.
He's bullshitting there.
Shots fired.
I remember it on a Game Boy.
I'm all out on Pokemon. Yeah.
I know what Pokemon is, and some of the kids watch the shows, and so hearing it say that
Maxwell used to collect Pokemon cards, and then I think the girls kind of dabbled around in Pokemon cards too a little
way
bit.
back. So I remember being in 8th grade, I believe.
Oh man, there was dudes that I knew that had.
Because it was,
God.
I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember my science teacher in middle school. He's this big black guy, and he loves Star Trek and Oreos. So, like, every week somebody'd bring Oreos for class.
What a wild
And then you
combo.
watch Star Trek.
How much weed did he smoke before class?
I don't know about that.
Huh.
But I remember being in his
That dude,
class.
for some reason, it always smelled like a skunk sprayed in his room.
On Fridays, though, like, we'd have free time if we were done with tests.
Yeah.
And I remember Pokemon cards,
Yeah.
like, being a thing.
What about Magic the Gathering?
Well, that was before Pokemon cards.
Yeah, that's a bunch of my buddies played Magic the Gathering. Well, yeah, they were all in on Magic cards.
Yeah.
And
I collected the but I couldn't tell you how to play the
it.
game.
Right.
When they released Pokemon Go on phones,
There were people walking
We
around
would-
Holland, and we're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "We're chasing Pokemon." And we're like,
we'd
Huh?
be sitting in the courtroom and there'd be a crowd of people over by the DuBois County Annex where the prosecutor's office is and everything. 5, 10, 15 people standing over there, all on their phones. And it'd be like, what are they? And it's like, there's some elusive Pokemon is over there by the DuBois County Annex. We would sit up there, and for as long as you were in court, you'd sit there and you just watch and look, and you're just like, what in the hell is going on? So dumb.
Go Pokemans.
I'm all out on them.
Anyways, Glizzy Machine's hot.
Yeah,
It's
and
that
I'm
time.
hungry.
I got to pee.
Brado, thanks for 3 big things. We'll be back after the pause for the cause.
Today's Pause for the Cause is brought to you by the original OG sponsor of the Wondering Dutchmen podcast, Maxey Barbershop. Listen, your lack of haircut these last 6 weeks is pretty noticeable. It's pretty bad when Gam Gam made you put on the hat for family pictures this past Christmas. Do yourself a favor and head over and see Jay. He'll get you trimmed up, whether it be a sweet-looking fade or just a little off the sides. He'll give you a haircut that even Gram Gam will be proud of. Go see Jay over on 13th Street in Huntingburg today.
Hey, and we're back. That might have been a little bit longer pause. You watching or listening don't realize how long it was. But we hadn't had the old Glizzy machine fired up in a while.
It has been like
It's been a spell.
probably close to 3 weeks. or more.
Thanksgiving, I think, was the last time we had it operated. So,
Okay, yeah.
and then that fake CGI fire, we had to get that lined out because she had died out. It
It
got,
needed some attention.
got a little chilly in there. So a little bit longer pause. But before we get into hour 2, let's hear from our hour 2 sponsor, Right Meow.
Hour 2 is brought to you by Catering by Meyer. Okay. Deep breath. You survived. You got through the holidays, and you took our advice, and you called Catering by Meyer. Now you turn the calendar to 2024 and realize, oh no, I've got a graduation party, or a wedding, or a birthday party, family reunion, wedding anniversary, class reunion, and many more to begin planning. Do yourself a favor. Make one call and one call only. Make it to Catering by Meyer. They will handle your menu and all the food. You still need to call and book everything else with other folks. I mean, come on. Catering by Meyer is busy enough. They can't handle all the planning. Give them a call today. And tell them the Dutchman sent you.
All right.
Hell yeah, brother.
What you got?
So in the beginning of the show, you asked about my shirt.
Yeah, go ahead.
I love that shirt. What's it? What's the brand there?
What's up, Bernie's Mountain Dog?
Well, I know that, but
Oh, it's a Serengeti.
oh, yes.
Go ahead with your topic as I sip from my
Tumbler.
gift.
What you got in there?
This has got Diet Pepsi.
Oh, okay.
This has got a little Eagle Rare 10-year.
I wondered. Yeah, okay. Hear that brag?
Mhm.
Eagle Rare 10-year. Okay.
Anyway, I said that I received this via a gift exchange.
Mhm.
Well, did you know that I am a huge fan of different gift exchanges? Like I'm all in. Like I love them. And I just didn't. Do you know that there's like, I guess I didn't always know that there were different types of gift exchanges, like your traditional gift exchange. Like if I were to buy you a gift, Casey, and
Yes.
I would put a tag on it that said to Casey from Zach. Like that's
Thank you.
That's a traditional
Yeah.
gift exchange.
He probably did get you a gift, didn't he?
No.
Okay. Did you get him a gift?
Suck it. No.
Okay.
So then the next kind of gift exchange would be like a, let's say, I think it's called a Secret Santa.
Or a white elephant.
No, they're different, right?
Well,
So
I thought white elephants were like gag gifts.
and you can
I think
steal
white elephants
stuff like that.
is a prize point or a gift point.
Well, so I'm not prepared to Google this real quick, but I'm going to go ahead.
Well, you keep talking. Let me work a little bit.
So the Secret Santa gift exchange that we
Draw a name, you buy a gift.
Exactly. So you draw a name out of the packet, out of the bowl, and whoever's name you draw, you buy that person a gift, but no one knows who you get that who got you that gift until the day of the gift exchange, right? Like that's the Secret Santa.
Okay.
That's the Secret Santa.
Okay, so a secret Santa is when members of a group receive random assignments to give a gift to.
Mm-hmm.
In some cases, it says players, but in some cases, make a small list of ideas for what to get them.
So stop right there. So that's what we did with Justine's sisters and me and boyfriend Grant Finland, Dr. G. So we did.
Is he a real doctor?
Yeah, he's a PT. Well, he's a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, he's a doctor.
Kind of like being a dentist.
He's a doctor. But anyway, he what?
Shots fired.
I've got a doctor.
No shit.
You don't call me Dr. Lindemann.
We've talked about this.
Okay, go ahead.
What pro bono?
Go ahead, buddy.
Is that what? No, what'd you say? Esquire. That's it.
No.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
That's when you become a licensed attorney.
is
Oh.
Casey Lindemann
Esquire. And nobody says that
Yeah.
because it's very...
So in this particular gift exchange, we picked names out of a hat. You're a douche. What are you laughing at now?
Esquire.
Yeah, that's right.
Esquire.
To be fair. And we each picked a name, and then we said we are going to go for the craziest, stupidest, funniest, random ass T-shirt that you can find on the internet, and that's what you're gonna. That's your gift. And we didn't know what we were, whatever. So when I opened this bad boy,
That is an amazing shirt.
that I'm now donning, I had absolutely no clue what, anything about it. Olivia was who drew me. And we've studied on her a little bit, and
I feel like it's from a movie about aliens.
I think it's from the Titanic. Is it the lady on the Titanic?
Surely.
The old woman that had the Hope Rock?
She never made those faces.
Well, no, the faces are CGI. But I think it's I think that might be her or
Three
something.
Granny Moon. Three old ladies howling weird cursed meme T-shirt.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not the Titanic lady. Is she having an orgasm?
No, she's howling at the moon.
Oh. I see.
Like the Howlin' Wolf.
I see. Yeah.
Why did you think it was an orgasm? Because now that it's the howling at the moon, it makes sense.
No,
Because
that
in the
is
second one, she's getting after it. She's getting ready to go. Ha,
no. Look at the way her eyes are rolling back in her head on the first one.
Yeah, but you close your eyes on that. You howl real quick. Let's watch your eyes. See, you close your eyes.
They're open.
There was a smidge where you closed. But if you're doing a true howl, you.
People are going to turn this off immediately.
They did. a
She
long
is
time ago.
definitely. That's
Yeah.
her O face. That's not her howl
Her
face.
toes are curling in that first one, I believe.
Because if you howl, your lips are out, but your tongue isn't up in the middle of your mouth.
Well, that's because she ain't got no teeth.
Oh,
See, she doesn't have any teeth.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's got no teeth.
Yeah. But anyway, there were some banger shirts that were given out. Some of them, another thing too is we had a lot of trouble with shipping. I think there were three people that were unable to receive their physical gift because of shipping delays. Like I think some of them were gotten off of Amazon, others were gotten off of Etsy. I think a couple of them were some Etsy pages, whatever. But tough spot when you're whenever you're ordering, from a mom and popper like that. I guess if you're a procrastinator such as myself, and maybe wait till 6 or 7 days prior to Christmas, But
are you a little bit of it?
What did you find as a shirt to give?
Well, I got a shirt for my sister-in-law that it was, I think it's a yellow shirt, and it has like that 70s looking
groovy lettering.
Groovy lettering, and it's got a silhouette of a Sasquatch on it, and it said Sasquatch is real. He tried to eat my ass. is what I got for my sister-in-law.
I told you, because he's a rapey bastard.
Yeah, I know.
That's why you don't hear more about
That's
him.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, you guys are a mess.
So anyway, I got that for my sister-in-law, and then Justine, I think she drew her brother Grant, and it was you remember the Nicolas Cage movie
Face Off?
Nope, Ghost Rider.
National Treasure.
Yeah.
Ghost Rider. Whenever he's on that big old Harley hog with the big old ape hangers and shit, and he's got that skull face with a big trail of flames behind him. So that's on the main. That's the main focal point of the T-shirt, and then it says "Born to shit, forced to wipe." Like Harley's "Ride to live, live to ride." That's their slogan. Well, this one was "Born to shit, forced to wipe." And
Not in
what?
San Francisco.
You know what's crazy about that though? There was a duplicate. I think Grant or Olivia received that shirt from, I believe, her sister Grace.
Oh.
Yeah. So we had some duplications going on there. And then the Grants, they drew each other. GM and GF drew each other. And I think GM got GF a shirt that said something about doctors. I'm not sure. It was funny. And then GF, he drew the warden, and he got her a shirt that didn't come in that said, "Only Judge Judy can judge me." And it was like a bunch of pictures of Judge Judy on the front where she's saying like, "Oh, baloney," and like all of Judge Judy's coined phrases over the years.
Yeah.
But Finland's like, I wanted to take it a little easier, on my future sister-in-law. I really didn't want to get real. Because I told him, I said there was a bunch of them was like Mike, and then it said Koo, like K-O, and then the word cheese, and then Harry, real big on the bottom. I said, that's the one I was going to get for Grace in the beginning. It's like, my coochie's Harry. But I ended up going with the Sasquatch ass eater.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Instead of that.
I feel like that'd be a good golf bag towel.
Yeah. Sasquatch is real because he ate my ass like on a golf bag.
Like the towel that you hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Bag, yeah.
But yeah, but it was funny because then Grant Maxey was like, damn, I didn't know we were going balls out on these. Like, I thought we were like buying shirts that people would actually wear. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I plan on wearing this all the time, even though I have no idea what it means. Like, what if it's some sort of satanic worshiping queen or something on there?
That's definitely a lady who's getting her fart box tongue punched.
She's howling at the moon, Dave.
Straight out of the nursing home, right? Hey, they say those nursing homes they're big shacks anyway.
The villages in Florida has one of the highest rated STD transmissions.
Wow, isn't that wild?
So, anyways, you're talking about gift exchange.
So then we go into a gift exchange that I was a part of last night, which would be like, it was like a Secret Santa / but like you can steal from one another, which
That
I
is
think
a white elephant.
that's the white elephant. So in this particular thing, in order to play, you have to, pay to play. So you have to bring a gift. You set like we always set a
$20, $25, $30.
yeah, $30 or something like that, a price point where where you want to be at. And then you have to bring a gift in order to receive a gift. And then we take a deck of cards, count however many people that are present,
Participating.
and then we'll go suit cards, like whoever drew the first card, the highest suit, that's how you go down. Well, I think we chose spades. How many cards are there per suit?
Well, you got 2 through 10 is, all those.
Yeah, there's 10, and then what?
Well,
14 cards.
1, yeah.
Yeah, 4 face cards. So 14.
13 cards. 13
plus
cards.
the ace.
Plus the ace, yeah. So you got
13 times 4 is 52. So there's 13 total cards.
Yeah.
okay, yeah, 13. Ooh, he out Rain Man'd you there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. First, there's a first. But yeah, so we chose spades, I think is what it was, and then we had to add, I don't know how the hell anyway. But there was 19 cards, and then they went into the higher the face value of the card is, the quicker you win. I got the 4 of spades, so I was like pretty much on the bottom of the bucket. But I absolutely had a banger of a gift, and it didn't go very quick. But when it went, there was quite the stirring amongst the peanut gallery, because I did a little trickery. I took an Amazon box, just a nice little 8x10 size box. My actual gift was like a charade multi-tool, and then a 4-pack of fireball shooters. But then I took one of those seashell-shaped landscaping stones that I got out front, washed it all up, let it dry, and put that in the box. So the box weighed about, 20-some pounds whenever he picked it up. And they're like, holy shit, what is this? And it was a funny thing, and he opened it up, and there was a landscaping brick in there, you know what I mean? But, it got stolen, believe it or not. Yeah, it was stolen. And then the way that whole thing shakes out is, at the end, the person who has the last card, there should be one person left to draw and one gift on the table. And then you can steal this. The same gift can be stolen 3 times. Once it's stolen 3 times, it's off the market. Like, you're stuck with it. Like, you steal it the 3rd time, that's what you're taking home.
Yeah.
And if you are the last person, and if you pick the gift up off the table, then it's over. The drawing's over. There's no, because you can't steal, because you picked up you entered the last gift. But anyway, it lasts a long time, and I don't know. It's fun. You know what I mean? Stealing around and shit like that. I don't know if you guys ever do anything like that, but we have a ball with that. Like, we think that's fun.
Janelle's extended family on that side, they used to do a white elephant. That was fun. They'd set the limit like $30-$35.
Yeah.
So I always bought a bottle of bourbon.
Yeah.
And that was my goal, to get it back.
Yeah.
Depending on where,
because that's what a lot of these guys did. Like, they always. I think the hot ticket item last night was a scratch. Like, it was one of the guys or a couple guys are salesmen, and then they dipped down into like Paris, Tennessee, which is right down there by Kentucky Lake or something, or Pitt. It's the lodge where they make lodge cast iron cookware.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a scratch and dent, but you couldn't see anything. It was like maybe one blim on the face or up on the handle or some shit, but it was one of them big ass. It was probably a 16 or an 18, like high wall, good one. You know what I mean? And yeah, that one was like 3 in a row, bang, 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 and it was done. And then at the end of the exchange, it was then purchased by another person. So that guy he lost his gift, but he made $40, and the dude that bought it got a gift and the skillet that he bought for $40. But I mean, it was well worth $40.
Well, yeah, I would say so.
But anyway, yeah,
chicken fryer.
Yeah, hell yeah, or gravy. That big gravy skillet. Yeah, those are good for that. But I don't know, man. I'm all in on those Christmas things. We should do that next year. Have you ever seen the Saran wrap one?
Where you
do the ball?
mitts?
No, it's a ball.
You saran wrap, like, depending on the age of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times, adult wise, it's lottery tickets, and other stuff.
$5 bill.
But you make a big old
bill.
ball, and then you just unwrap it, and then what?
You roll dice, and you don't, like, if you got the ball and you're next in line, you're rolling dice until you roll like snake eyes or something, or
whatever it is,
whatever you pick, and then whenever you roll that, you got to pass the ball to the next person. Well, whatever you unwrap that falls in your spot, you get to keep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we had one. Justine's grandma did one time, and that ball was big.
You're unrolling Saran wrap for 2 days.
Yeah, and sometimes there may be 4 or 5 layers deep before you get into the next
Sure.
goodie there. But all sorts of good Christmas wholesome fun gift exchanges. I don't know. I was just thinking about it, and I'm all in.
I like it.
I'm all in on gift exchanges.
All right, we're going to go away from wholesome Christmas exchanges to a lady by the name of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Saw that on the news. This
Okay.
week.
So
I'll look into who she was.
All right, so Gypsy Rose was just released from the Chillicothe State Penitentiary in Missouri. And Gypsy Rose was serving a little bit of time because she persuaded an online boyfriend to kill her mother. Stabbed her, to be exact. Now, before you go, well, how did she get out only after, I think, 7 years of a 10-year sentence? Her mother was crazy. So I had seen it on TikTok, I think, earlier this week, and then I had seen the news articles. And I was like, on TikTok, I was like, who's this Gypsy Rose? Like, who the hell is Gypsy Rose? And why is she getting out of prison? Like, why is this a big deal? Like, what's it about? So then come to find out there's been some documentaries done in regards to Gypsy Rose's life and what has happened to her.
She's young.
Yeah, she's 32.
She's 32 years old.
Yeah, so at the time the crime was committed, she was 23. So her mother, for years, forced her to pretend that she was suffering from a multitude of
in a wheelchair
illnesses.
Well, she was in a wheelchair. I've seen it.
So she forced her to believe
man.
that she suffered from leukemia, muscular dystrophy, and other serious.
Is that movie about
illnesses.
her? The one where the girl's like, "I need this medicine," and the pharmacist's like, "We don't have it." And it ended up being like a dog medicine.
Oh, I
don't know.
Giving her to keep her sick.
So at age 23,
Mommy. What the hell is it? Here's one of them. It's called Mommy's Dead and Dearest. That was 2017 when that movie came out. That's probably a documentary or something.
She had her mother, nicknamed or called Dee Dee, killed when she was 23.
She had her mother killed?
Yeah, the online boyfriend did it.
Holy shit.
Gypsy Rose's mother held her basically hostage, forced her to use a wheelchair, and even at one point had a feeding tube.
Well, yeah.
Gypsy Rose had a feeding tube. Didn't need any of this.
Wasn't it that when she went to court, like when she had pled guilty to arranging this murder for hire, and she went to court and they made her get up out of her wheelchair and she walked across the goddamn courtroom thing, and everybody's like people that she's known since she was a child were like, whoa. Holy shit, it's a miracle.
Yeah.
But it didn't come to find out there wasn't anything wrong with it.
So her mom suffered from Munchausen syndrome by proxy, also known as factitious disorder imposed on another, which is a psychological disorder in which parents or caregivers seek sympathy through exaggerated or made-up illnesses of their children. So when I was reading this article, I was like, how in the hell are doctors this dumb? Like, this girl comes in and this is what you have going on. Mom would say medical records were lost in Hurricane Katrina. Okay, well, I mean, Hurricane Katrina's been, 20 years? Mm-hmm. So if a doctor would start to ask too many questions, they'd just leave, find a new doctor. She'd shave her daughter's head, shave Gypsy Rose's head to make it look like she was
Chemo.
sick. Even had her salivary glands removed because Gypsy Rose's mother would place a topical anesthetic in her mouth, and I guess it would make her drool. So it talked about, because obviously the factitious disorder or the Munchausen syndrome met Miranda Lambert, charitable donations, trip to Disney World, home through Habitat for Humanity. But I was reading about it.
The whole thing's a sham.
And it was all a sham, healthy as an ox. But her mom basically made her believe she had all these things going on, and it was a wild, it was a wild read, because on part of it, you look at what social media and TikTok is today, and you run into a lot of these on TikTok where you're like, these people are pouring their heart and souls out, and every once in a while you'll hear or see in the news that was made up. that was fake. That wasn't real. They were just looking for sympathy or support or likes or clicks. But I didn't know if you guys had checked out anything on the Gypsy Rose.
There she is.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Dee Dee.
Actually had her salivary glands removed.
I'm showing the fellas a picture of this gal, and it's like this little girl's just looks sick. Like she looks like there's something definitely wrong with her. Like it's wild, man.
But it's nothing. So I didn't know if you guys.
So I have heard a little bit about it. I mean, because through TikTok and all the other stuff, because that's how 95% of the people absorb news now. Because we don't. Like I don't watch the news anymore. I read some online stuff and obviously whatever trending on TikTok, you know what I mean, you look into. But that Munchausen stuff, man, that is there's been so many different movies made about that. But like it is wild to me. Like I think that's the crazy thing that I don't understand. But like most of the time I think, which correct me if I'm wrong, but so they poison them, but they pick things to poison them with that takes a long time for them to be affected, like terminally with. Like if they, they're slipping something in their food to make them have like IBS or something, where it affects their nervous system where they can't walk right or, to where they can basically.
It's kind of like a lead poisoning, but it's not a bunch of lead. It's just a little bit here and there to make you feel bad. I just think it's wild how.
It also says that Munchausen's by proxy is obviously it's a mental illness, but it says it's also a form of child abuse, which obviously,
So why did this lady serve time?
That's a really good question.
Exactly.
Well,
because it was a murder for hire.
I think if she would have done it, I'm going to draw. This is going to be legal brain come out.
Here we go.
If you're going to draw a line in the sand, if she were to do the killing herself, I think she's got a stronger argument.
Justifiable homicide.
Well,
I mean, you could probably hit
it's
it.
it's very similar to.
There's not a jury in the world that wouldn't take this little girl's side if she.
You'd be surprised.
Off her mom.
You'd be surprised.
What?
There's some juries out there that, regardless of what it is, think about how long it took for a battered spouse syndrome to take effect, which is a recognizable. There's some people that don't believe in that. If you were beating on Jenna, you're beating on the old lady all the time, and she finally offs you. There's some people would say, well, she didn't have to kill him. She just could have left. It's a little bit different here because it's a child. But I think the fact that she called or arranged for this internet boyfriend to do the killing is where the crime was at. Maybe not necessarily. If you're a prosecutor, you got a tough case to try to prove like that this lady didn't affect your.
Oh boy, her online boyfriend is a real looker.
Well, and they say he's on the spectrum. They said that he was on the spectrum. He's serving life
for the murder itself because it's
murder.
Obviously premeditated, first degree, the whole works. How'd he do it?
Stabbed her. And waited for her to come home and then.
Oh my God.
Got her.
See, I think those
close and in person
stabbing murders like that's a whole nother level, boy.
You're right up there and close.
Yeah.
You don't stab from a distance, Dave. I guess unless you have a really long sword.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
but you really got to get in there. So that's the tough thing for her. If she would have done it herself, does she serve a day? Probably not, Dave.
Seems like you could have probably argued that she didn't know if she was capable to do it for herself because all those years of being convinced that she was unable to even think for herself, much less defend herself. That's a route.
They had a quote from her, and she said, "I would never say that I'm proud of what I did or that I'm happy that my mom is dead." And it's kind of weird because you would think that, well, maybe 7 years is a long time to think about how much you kind of really maybe hope she doesn't have kids because she could do the exact same thing or repeat the cycle. But yeah, I saw it. I was interested in it because it's just a wild story.
I listened to one. So last week we were, the week before Christmas or a couple weeks. Anyway, doesn't matter. I spent a lot of time we were loading, doing a lot of backhoe work down by my, I had to open up the coal mine again, down there at the limb yard and get the hauling millings and stuff for projects. And I actually got some time to absorb some podcasting.
Did you listen to ours?
I did. Well, no, I make ours. You guys listen to it because you're the editors.
You don't listen to our podcast?
No. I make it. Do you listen to it? Well, obviously when you edit, yeah. Yeah, I mean I do here and there, but I don't have time to consume podcasts anymore. Like we like it's frowned upon for me to have a earbud in my head when we're working. Like if you're
but you don't have the
construction crew.
You're telling me you guys aren't listening to
Absolutely
WBDC
not.
on the job site?
Never.
Listening?
No, we're the only department that doesn't. We do not have a job site radio ever. No, never. No.
I honked when you guys were working where they just built the new duplex across from Du Bois County Wood.
Oh yeah, we were up there ripping the curb out.
Yeah.
But anyway, I listened to another one it's kind of nutty. It's Jessica Knoll was actually on the production staff, and it's the dude. Oh God, he's on Dateline, but I cannot think of his. Oh, Josh Mankiewicz. He's
Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yeah, Make-A-Wish. It was a podcast about a oh no, this is a different one.
Yeah.
Damn it. I totally lost it.
You and that old Googling machine.
So the Dateline guy and Jessica Knoll.
Yeah, they did a podcast about a churchgoer. It was a guy that he was a pastor of a church. And he was convincing his wife mysteriously died in a house fire. And he was convincing these women that went to his church that the only way that he could effectively heal is that if they would, sit on his penis, for lack of better words, or like.
Well, you could have said make love to him.
Well, yeah, that would be way more not as juicy as where I'm.
Well, for you to say that, the only way to really say this is there's a lot of ways to say.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
coitus, pitch woo,
coitus, pitch woo. Shout out our buddy Alf, pitch and woo. But man, that was way early on, wasn't it? Anyway, they go into this whole thing, and then like he ends up barking up the wrong tree, and some whistleblowers come out, and they ended up like they sentenced him to they convicted him of murder because it come out that he actually killed his wife just so he could bone all these other chicks that goes to his church. But he was like the real ass, like he was the priest or the preacher at this church. It's a crazy listen, but yeah, they did a lot of
psychoanalysis.
Yes.
It's
mental health stuff, buddy.
It's really wild to think to that point, Dave. She was abused like she was, and I just wonder, how do you think, or what do you think the doctors that were fooled? Hey, my daughter has leukemia. Okay, well. Let's just do a blood test, see where we're at. No, you don't need to. Well, I think if you tell me she's got leukemia, let's look. I'm not a smart man, but would issues of leukemia show up in a blood test?
Con artists are pretty good at what they do, man.
So
I guess that she'd probably leave, but I mean, imagine one of these. Imagine the guy that took out the salivary glands. How do you not see that there's like a topical anesthetic
right
applied in her mouth where she's drooling?
Yeah,
and you take out these why the salivary glands?
Yeah, I don't know what would prevent that. Why would they take out her spit glands?
Well, because the old Dee Dee said she was slobbering too much. So,
because she was
well, no, she was applying a topical anesthetic to her mouth.
She was making the drooling happen.
Yes.
But the whole thing of Munchausen syndrome is they want the sympathy of my poor child.
Oh, yeah.
So, hey, this is a problem. We need to have surgery.
So she was giving her shit to make her produce a bunch of spit, and then she takes her to the doctor to get it taken out.
But how do you not test? Or you get in there and you're like, oh, these salivary glands actually look pretty normal.
Do you know what the court system would call someone who is not competent to stand trial for a crime that they've committed?
Well, you just said it right there.
What?
deemed incompetent.
No, it's called
Guilty but mentally ill.
unrestorable. Have you ever heard that? Unrestorable?
I've never heard that term used.
So there's another podcast that I listened to while I was down there called Unrestorable, and it was insane.
That would be pretty deep.
It was insane. And this woman, Catherine Hodge, in Maryland, like Gaithersburg, Maryland or something, she had taken her 2 children, 2 out of her 3 kids. She took them and got rid of them. And then like made her husband at the time, he woke up the next morning, he works nights, got home, took a nap, woke up, where's the kids? They're at daycare. Okay, it's time to go get them from daycare. And she literally drove him around for 6 hours to like 5 different daycares, and they were never there. And then she just like goes off the deep end. And then like in the state of Maryland, they have like a 5-year rule where you could be, if you are found unrestorable within that 5-year time period, then it just the crime just goes away.
Well,
it becomes a cold case.
It does well. In the state of Indiana, how it works, and I've had this experience personally with 2 that I've represented in different capacities. If in the state of Indiana you're deemed not competent to stand trial,
right,
which basically means you
plead insanity.
No, you don't plead anything because you can't.
Oh.
Usually an insanity defense is raised at the time that occurred. It's used as a mitigating circumstance if you're pleading insanity. So Indiana, I think, does have guilty but mentally ill, which is kind of insanity is a trial tactic where you say, I'm not guilty for reasons of insanity, and that's our argument at trial. That's what we're going to do. Mm-hmm. Here, in the situations like where we're talking about competency, is they're not able to stand trial. They don't have an understanding of the proceedings. They don't know who the judge is up there in the robe. They don't know who I am there at the table. Mm-hmm. They're not participating in their defense. So in these situations, you go to Logansport, which is where the state mental health hospital is, mm-hmm. or was, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you go up there, and they basically try to
make you become competent. So this is exactly what this podcast was about. So they sent this woman to this place in Maryland, i.e. their
state hospital,
and to try to make sure that she could become competent to face trial for these murders. But in the meantime, her husband and even 2 or 3 of her own family members are telling the prosecutor this whole thing's a sham. She's faking it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
So then finally the court was like, okay, the judge was like, I don't think there's any way to actually make a fair judgment without putting her on the stand and actually talking to her.
Which she's got a Fifth Amendment right.
Well, yeah. So, but they go up there and I haven't listened to the rest of it.
I guess
they're pointing
in that proceeding, if they determine competency, because they'd have a competency hearing.
Yeah.
But they're not released. So what happens is you're at the state hospital.
Yeah.
And so you're at the state hospital until such time you're deemed to be found competent, mm-hmm. or you serve out what would be the sentence.
Right.
So the one individual that I've represented, not in a criminal capacity, but in a mental health capacity, committed a crime in the early 90s. It was a rape, and it was a young child. And he, at the time, basically what the situation was never able to be deemed competent. And he's been at the state hospital since early to mid 90s, and he'll never get out. He'll die there. And so actually that was a Class A felony, which whatever the maximum time you could serve on that, because the case was actually dismissed because he had served all the time. So even if he was deemed miraculously to be found to be deemed competent, he'd already have his time served because he's in a custodial setting.
Oh.
So that's in those situations. And like for him, he, the extent to what his issues are, the last time, so you got to figure it. I've been out private practice. It'll be 4 years in June. So usually he did his competency hearing in November, which was always a sad time because like Christmas is coming up.
Oh God!
And you'd go into the state hospital and you'd see him and you know, hey, have you had any visitors?
My mom said that whenever she was in high school, they went there on a field trip for like I think it was a psychiatry class, psychology or
there's
whatever.
no way.
Yeah.
How many state hospitals are there?
Well, the one
Evansville
down in
Richmond had one.
The one
Evansville
down
has
in,
one.
The main one, like criminal wise, is Logansport. But like Evansville is a state mental health hospital. It's state funded.
Yeah.
When my mom was in nursing school at UE, one of your rotations was
there. Yeah.
was there at the old state hospital.
Oh yeah.
Because they've got a newer facility now.
Yeah.
But the
Back
old one
then it was
spooky.
Yeah, dude.
She'd always say that when you go by
man.
that area where it's at, and if
Down
the
there
walls,
off Lincoln Avenue.
if the walls could talk.
I know, man.
But and then I
Wild.
had another one where the person was deemed to be found competent, but had served basically while there, comes back, understands what's going on. They had gotten off their meds, and they were found to be competent. We negotiated a deal where basically time was served with credit from the state hospital. So it's a wild thing, but you look at when you get into mental health stuff, it is a wild, wild west. Because basically, like your insanity pleas is at the time the offense occurred.
Yeah.
You know, you were deemed, you were insane, and then there's a whole different paradigm shift on what that
I could probably get that.
at the time.
Yeah. Or anytime. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, that guy, he's a moron. Take him back behind the woodshed.
Yeah, Dave, we got.
So you guys are both coffee drinkers, huh?
Oh yeah. Daily.
Big coffee drink.
I had one. I had a cup the other day at like 2:00 in the afternoon.
I'll probably, just to pull back the curtains here because, well, when this airs, we'll have already done it. But our interview tomorrow morning at a historic location on 4th Street in Huntingburg, I'll probably be sitting there with a cup of coffee.
Oh
As
yeah,
will
the
I.
whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a big coffee guy. Folgers, Maxwell House at work, but I'm in the cupboard. There's always Folgers here.
Original.
Mm-hmm.
I've never drank Maxwell House.
That's what
And,
my grandparents always drink.
That's what we got at work, so I drink a lot of that there.
Who buys it at work?
Work.
Oh,
See,
work
we
does?
don't. We bought our me and another guy at work. We split it. Yeah, we buy our own coffee. It sucks when we run out. Ugh. He's a black silk guy. You drink Folgers Black Silk?
No,
What's that
just
taste like?
original.
Black.
You like it?
It's not bad. Yeah, that's what my dad used to drink before his heart doctor told him no more coffee.
Really?
Yeah,
None at all?
AFib. Yeah, no caffeine.
Oh, that'd be a tough spot.
Yeah, it was rough on him.
Does he drink decaf?
I don't know.
Can you tell the difference in taste from decaf and not?
I've never tried decaf.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Dave, sorry, I didn't mean to hijack your
No,
topic.
you guys are fine.
No, it's good. No, it's
Yeah.
we're
Yeah,
our
we're doing
canoes
good.
are pointed down the same creek.
Yeah.
Dave's
ahead,
just
Dave.
paddling.
Oh, okay. So anyway, it was at the same Christmas function.
Aunt Bev? Or Grandma Bev? Viv.
It's
Viv,
Viv.
Grandma Viv.
Viv. Grandma Viv. Sorry,
Viv.
Grandma
And I
Viv.
was talking to Aunt Julie after dinner. We
Aunt
were
Julie.
sitting around,
Yeah.
and we got talking about coffee and flavored coffees and mocha chocolate, whatever's.
Choctaw.
Because I'm just a black coffee guy. Like,
Yes, me too.
every once in a while, like if I'm really thirsty, I'll put ice in it.
Because you want to drink
'Cause they
your
don't wanna
coffee
wait.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you are a sweet and low guy though, right?
I think
So-
he switched to French vanilla. In the
No,
last-
no. I got out. So
Oh.
here's what my rationale was. I realized that there's 30 calories. I think it was 30 calories in a tablespoon. And there's no way I was just putting
Right.
1 tablespoon in there when you do pretty heavy-handed pour. So I actually just throw 1 sweet and low in, and that's it.
Okay.
So,
I think I enjoy like the bitterness of just
well,
black
that's the 2 sweet and lows covered a lot of that up. And now with just 1, it just kind of cuts the edge just a smidge. But that's it for me anymore.
coffee. Yeah.
So we got talking about just different flavored coffees, and then we got on to the old poo coffee. There's like some cat looking. Well, it actually looks more like a possum. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like I believe in an Asian country, somewhere in that neck of the woods.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
This little possum-looking critter eats the coffee beans.
Oh, and then
See, this is not where we were going. I
poops them out.
thought we were I thought we were going to talk about how you have to poop after drinking.
No. This is coffee that you just collect the poop of the critter.
Yeah, I was in the same canoe paddling with Big Mace on that.
So, Kopi Luwak is known to be the most expensive coffee in the world. These coffee beans come from the feces of a civet cat belonging to the something really long family in, where the hell's it at? It says it right there. Huh. I just had it in the country. What country they're from? I'll be damned. But yeah, I know where you're at now.
So is it like domestic house cats?
No.
No,
They're
this is like
wild
a
cats.
tree lemur.
Oh, tree lemur.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a real thing. It looks
So
like
they
something that would be in a
they
tree.
eat
The
the
East Indies. There
East
you go.
Indies,
The East
okay.
Indies.
so they eat because the coffee bean is actually like a cranberry looking thing, isn't it?
I believe.
So they eat the berry or the fruit of that
and then pass it.
because they don't digest it. It's
Cherries,
kind of like corn.
actually. As we've already mentioned, the Kopi Luwak is made when coffee cherries are eaten by, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this,
Civet's fine.
civet cats, and then processed in their digestive tracts and finally passed along within their fecal matter. As the cherries pass through the digestive tracts, many important chemicals reactions happen, and the coffee cherries are broken down by the enzymes, blah, blah. Yeah, we all know how that works. Then they're washed and dried and then prepared for roasting using similar methods that they had been using since the 1830s.
So what makes this such a special coffee?
It's been shit out of its ass.
I know, I get it, but once you wash and clean the bean, it's no big deal.
I
Right.
think it's a digestion process that happens to it.
So it changes the flavor of it.
I can only assume, but yeah, I think it's somehow this is a delicacy because whatever the insides of the civet are, there is going to be somebody like it's civet.
I know it is, yeah. The reason that Kopi Luwak coffee rose from being such a drink of impoverished colonists of that of modern elite. What?
When it went from the poor folk to the rich folk.
Yeah, it was because of its actual unique taste. Even a small difference in taste and consistency can set apart a relatively normal cup of coffee from something that is truly impressive. Coffee cupping has become a more and more serious event each year. Oh boy, they shit it out in their hand, maybe the cupping party here. One of the biggest benefits of the coffee itself is its body. It has a smooth and easy drinking texture that makes it far too easy to guzzle down. Many fans praise the lack of typical high acidity aftertaste that is often found in cheaper coffees. It also makes it easier to drink for those who struggle with high acid content for traditional coffee beans.
Now, see, I have a lot of reflux caused by coffee.
Oh, really? So you're thinking maybe you need to switch over to the shit.
Well, that was
shit
going to be
coffee.
part of what I talked about. Would you try it?
Without a doubt, yeah.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I think I'd have a hard time wrapping my
Well,
gullet
like
around
Casey
it.
said, if it's washed and roasted, I mean, what the hell does it matter where it come from? I mean,
I've just, my mom, she likes animals and always had cats. And I've emptied a lot of litter boxes and been in lots of haylofts, just littered with coon shit.
yes,
In my head,
that's scat.
that's what I see when I listen to you talk about, because I've seen the critter. It looks kind of like a possum, cat, raccoon looking thing.
Uh-huh.
And I can only imagine that, no matter how much you washed it, like if I saw you pick up a raccoon turd,
You can polish a turd as much as you want, but it's still going to be a turd.
I would try it just to see what it's like, just to say how I did it. But can you imagine being who's the first guy that discovered these beans?
It had
after
to be in
this
the
tree cat.
It had to be in the 1830s or before, because
You know what
that's
I
how
mean?
long these suckers have been.
Well, and
doing
it said poor colonials, so probably people living out in the jungle.
just ran out of water's no good. Let's mix it with this shit.
Yeah,
and heat it up raw.
they probably didn't
Steep the poo and let her brew.
let her
you know?
go. Yeah, it's
They say that it says here that there's if you Google poop coffee,
That's what I googled to find it.
there's a whole list of harvested coffees from animal dung.
Apparently, elephant coffee poop.
That's it. One of the most expensive coffees in the world is called Black Ivory. Black Ivory is a coffee that comes from an excrement of elephants. Elephants do not typically eat coffee cherries, but as herbivores, it can be forced into their diet. The long-term effects of including unnatural foods in elephant diets are unknown.
You telling me that if we eat coffee cherries...
Let her rip.
Well, now, what a minute. Hold on.
The Wondering Dutchman roasted blend.
What is to say that our digestive systems would be different than that said of a
very different?
There's only one way to find out who's going to test it.
I'll do.
Yeah,
no. I will collect my dung to see if the God, could you imagine shitting a bunch of coffee beans out? That'd be tough. That'd be tough.
It'd just be like a corn kernel.
It'd be like deer turds.
Shitting like a deer today. Too many coffee cherries.
Maybe that's what it is. We grow us a herd of white-tailed deer that eat these coffee beans, and then that's what we got.
Monkey poop. Here's another one. This type of unconventional way of creating coffee is not technically made from the feces of monkeys, but it does involve the monkey's digestive tract. These from the rhesus monkeys, which live. Now, there again, I don't know if this is the proper pronunciation, but it's Rhesus. I would only imagine that's rhesus is not too far off, which live close to numerous coffee plantations in places like someplace in India, where these monkeys love to chew up coffee berries and then spit them out. So them berries have been harvested off the ground. They haven't been shit, but they've been chewed and spit out. I think maybe I would be more apt to try that than actual shit.
Again, I don't think it's washed, it's rinsed, it's roasted. I don't think
so. If we ate coffee cherries and shit them out, if it was washed and rinsed.
But I think it's different from the human digestive system because you don't want, for instance, fertilizer. You don't want human feces in your fertilizer because there's certain.
I don't know, dude. There's some really good looking tomato plants that grow in them drying beds in the summertime down there on 2nd Street. Like really good looking tomato plants.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'd probably eat those.
Yeah, but that
is human shit.
That human shit has laid out, been dried.
Yeah,
that's why those blackberry bushes down here did so good. Isn't a finger of the septic system.
Well, sure, yeah.
Did you ever eat any of them blackberries?
Yeah.
Bat shit coffee coming from Costa Rica.
Guano.
Jokes aside, the bat poop coffee beans come from the.
Where can we buy some of these pooped coffees?
It says here that's a whole thing. This website is called. There again, I'm not good at this. Kopiluwak.
KOP what?
Kopiluwak. So Kopiluwak.
Sure.
It's this website's Kopiluwak Direct, and it says shop now, and Jesus Christ, 350 grams, which equates to 12.3 ounces of shit coffee, costs $249 US.
All in.
Wow.
Well, maybe we should try shit coffee for one show.
Yeah, I think so.
We'll need to do a morning
We'll do a
show.
review. We do need to do
2 pounds, 2.2 pounds of shit coffee costs $659.
Because your 12 ounces is probably.
Let's see what.
I wonder how much that would grind to.
Let's see what
I'd probably be able to make a pot.
I'd buy that great big Folgers one for like $12.
The shipping cost is $50. $50 for shipping.
Good.
Yeah, but it'd be worth to try it.
Oh, wait a minute. No, free shipping if you just do standard. But if you want it overnighted, it's an extra $50.
Yeah, we don't need it overnighted.
Wow.
We don't record
and it costs an extra $50 to send it to New York. Not sure why.
Good news is we're not in New York.
Good news is we're in Holland, Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $250 for 12 ounces of coffee.
It's not 12 ounces of coffee. It's 12 ounces of ground.
That's what I'm saying. 12 ounces of ground.
beans.
Yeah.
Does it come already ground?
Probably not. It's probably a bean. Or yeah, it's probably a bean, I would imagine.
Yeah, so maybe we get a couple pots out of it.
Order it today to taste yourself. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You even have to roast them. Usually we offer a medium roasting since we find the most effective because we find that effectively brings out the unique flavor and special high quality coffee beans. And however, we appreciate that our customers have different preferences, and we are able to provide a light or dark roast. Oh, so they roast them. You can just
specify upon
specify
ordering.
that. Brewing info. Always grind your coffee before brewing, so we'd have to get a grinder.
We got one.
Coffee has a shelf life of 1 year, and we recommended that you drink it within 8 months after roasting. And our product is entirely produced in the Philippines, and we will ship directly from there. To avoid lengthy storage within the country, we supply all over the world. Express shipping can take up to 6 business
Yeah, okay.
days.
I think
I'm all out. I'm not spending that much money for coffee.
So
That's
that's
too
a lot of money for
Yeah.
coffee. Because I'm probably not going to like it.
How do you know?
I
Because it's
don't
going to be in
know.
your head.
Yeah, it'll be in my head.
I don't. I
Like
think I
the
could
square
look past.
plate.
That's inexplicable. Inexplicable.
I
I think it'd be worth it. I think it'd be fun to try. I just wonder. I don't know. I think it would be worth it. I really do.
$300. Oh, free shipping if we don't do it. So $250.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's content, Dave. I want to. So Janelle's dad received some roasted coffee beans for Christmas from her brother's wife.
What's
She
the
works for a
chances of
co-
our identities getting stolen by
Very,
off of this website?
very high.
I don't know. It says you can use PayPal, so that makes
Yeah,
we got a
it
little,
makes it be safer.
little protection.
Yeah, a little bit safer. But anyways, the coffee game intrigues me because I wonder how there's some, we have a local business.
So say, have
in
you
Jasper.
ever? Oh, there's one in Huntingburg. Have
Who?
you more for less? They have a whole grinding section where you.
I'm saying
Oh,
you
sorry,
get the
sorry.
beans and you roast it and then you.
Oh, I don't. The ones at more for less, you get the beans,
Yeah,
and then
they're already roasted.
they got
and then
they have a grinder there,
Oh yeah, familiar.
and then you grind them yourself.
Yeah.
I've never roasted a coffee bean myself.
That's what I'm saying. Like in that business of doing that, you get these raw coffee beans in. And I asked her, I said, well, how do you put these flavorings on them? And she said a lot of it is they put the flavorings actually on the beans and then roast them. And then when you grind them up, that's where you get those different flavors
Aromas.
in your,
Aromas,
in your
yeah.
coffee
The
beans. Because you can only,
Yeah.
because the coffee bean
Is a
doesn't
coffee bean.
change.
Yeah.
And how you roast it just depends on how.
Wait a minute. You mean that hazelnut coffee doesn't come from actual hazelnuts?
Sorry,
No.
buddy.
No.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
pal.
just like.
Sorry, pal.
You mean pumpkin spice lattes don't really come from pumpkins?
They don't grow. They don't grow in the wild. No, they don't. So I'm intrigued by it.
Yeah, I'm all in on coffee, but I
'Cause
mean,
we could have a whole.
if
coffee
somebody paid me, if somebody paid for that poop coffee, I would most certainly drink it.
and we would throw in a month sponsorship.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. If somebody out there in listener land wanted to order this poop coffee and for us to try,
And we'd probably even, being the good sports that we are,
we'd probably even let you come over and try it too.
well,
And-
we let Couch Guy in here.
yeah. I mean,
Hey, by the way, I ran into the mayor of Selvin.
yeah.
I said, hey, what's the deal here?
Mhm.
Like, I thought we were going to have some things going on. There was going to be a parade, key to
Yeah.
the city, Selvin General Store.
Mm-hmm.
Working on it.
Yeah. That's
Working
good.
on it.
That's good. I'll be happy to hear from them fine folks. I need to get down there and eat. Try that out.
Well,
So-
TikTok user 6789, I would say you probably don't need to.
Him
Yeah.
or
It's
it,
okay.
they, them, whatever.
Yeah, you don't want to.
No, yeah, I don't want to misgender anybody.
Can I? I need to get something off my
Tough
chest
spot.
here.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
The algorithm. There it is. I said it right.
Nice.
You're like 5 for 5
I know.
tonight. I'm
I'm
proud
so
of you,
happy.
dude.
The algorithm on the old TikToker has me on this person in Omaha, Nebraska, that has a beauty salon or some kind of salon that is a more LGBTQ establishment.
Mm-hmm.
And on a lot of, this person says their pronouns, but I don't know what they are. So I'm just going to say this person. So this person, when they start their video, they ask, what's your pronouns? And then, may I touch your hair? And the thing that drives me nuts is not the pronoun part. That's cool. Understand it. You're being polite and doing that. But the question of it is, if this person's sitting in your chair to get their hair cut,
what if they tell you no, you can't
what are
touch
you gonna
my
do?
hair?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Then get the hell out of my seat.
Yeah.
Hit the road.
Like, is there not some sort of implied consent when you sit down in that chair that I'm going to touch your hair?
No, I just came in to chat. You know what I mean? Like, what?
Don't want to hair. Hey, next time over there at Maxey's Barbershop, somebody comes in.
Yeah.
And
that son of a bitch touches my hair without asking. I'm going to flip out.
But I just, because it's, and I want to make it very clear. I have no issue asking about the pronouns. That's cool. I don't understand why you're asking that person if you can touch their hair.
That's like going to the damn
Dairy Queen and asking if it's okay to give you ice cream.
Yeah, or going to
the dentist
pedicure spot and ask him if they can touch your feet. You know what I mean? That's wild.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with what we were talking about.
Oh, it's okay.
But it's okay because it is time.
It is time
for
again.
A little bit of a Dear Dutchman. And I wanted to pick this out special because her husband shares out everything we do.
Uh-huh.
And it's the Ritters.
Oh.
That's not a Dear Dutchman then.
This one is.
Well, Dear Dutchman.
Oh, it's not
be
a Dear
anonymous.
Dutchman. This is a People's Wonder.
Oh, okay.
Shit. I had my things mixed up, Dave. So this People's Wonder was sent in by Miss Emily Ritter,
Hey.
whose husband is Michael Ritter, who shares out everything we do, and we greatly appreciate. He needs to come to the.
He'll be here Saturday.
Well, we're not recording Saturday,
That's
Dave.
True.
And why Saturday? New Year's Eve is the third Sunday.
We're doing a Friendsgiving Saturday.
Our
you,
friends miss.
Then
are you invited?
No.
Oh, okay, me neither. Oh, it's your outside friend group.
Yeah. Different squad.
Oh, you have more than one squad than
Thanks
us?
for
this is
bringing it up. Moving on.
Jenna's like college,
She went to college with Emily?
sort of.
Okay.
It's more of a time frame.
Moving on.
Okay, here is Emily's Wonder. I've been wondering on how to make mornings run smoother as a parent. Is it normal that every morning is a shit show, or do you have any tricks on how to make it run smoother? That's a pretty good wonder.
No comment.
What do you mean, no comment?
Because I will be murdered. If
You
I
don't participate in the morning because you're gone already.
Yeah, but I did for a long time. Dave did too. For
So that was
going
going to be my comment until like a year and a half. No, Jenna only worked 3 days a week.
Right. But we had our when they weren't working that night, and they were you damn right they were sleeping in.
Yep.
They were not. Yeah,
So for the last year and
So
a half.
is this a trap wander by Emily?
it could be. No, she didn't mean it like that.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying I'm going to tread very lightly.
Yeah, because my answer is just get a job where you got to be there before the kids got to get up.
Yeah, which I have now.
Which is- yeah.
kind of.
I guess I don't have to be there, but I choose to be at work by like 5:30.
Which is wild to me.
I mean, do
Yeah.
you leave early?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. I'm done working by noon.
I think that there are several steps that you can do as a mother and or father or guardian that will make your morning routine immensely easier. Number 1, lay out their clothes the night before. Number 2, buy them an alarm clock. Now, some people, they say that's a controversial thing.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
Yeah, for a younger child to have one. So ours doesn't do a damn bit of good.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3, lie to them and tell them that they've overslept when they actually haven't overslept, to maybe motivate them a little more. Threaten them with their life.
Oh.
If they are sluggish, like if you don't get out of this bed, you're never going to get out of this bed.
Yeah.
Type thing, But no, man, you get your ass up out of bed. Start earlier, go to bed earlier is where it starts. Get up, don't hit snooze, get your ass up, get your coffee going. take your shit, do whatever you need to do before you even start to wake the kids up. Then when it's time to wake the kids up, you tell them to get up. They've already got their clothes picked out. All they have to do is get dressed, like in our, get dressed, brush their teeth, fill up their water bottles, get their backpacks, and get their ass in the car.
Yep. That would be mine. We do try to do everything the night before. Homework, backpacks are ready to go.
Yeah.
Clothes are out. We know where our shoes are.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to be a shit show trying to get them out of bed.
Well, sure. Yeah.
Clothes on. But if you got to find the clothes first.
Yeah.
Or find a shoe.
Yes.
Or where's my backpack?
Yes.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Especially on those days where they have to wear like specific type clothing, like their
cold winter days.
Their PTO shirts, or they're going if it's a
hat day,
if it's a candy cane day, or one of these whatever days. Get the shit together before the night. Yeah, do it the night before, because if you don't, you're
ass is grass.
You're effed.
Yeah, I guess our way in, because our kids are younger. Obviously, Wild Bill is the same age as Zoe. They're both kindergarten. Zoe can pretty much dress herself. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth, but we found ourselves in a pretty good routine because she would get up first to eat breakfast, because we don't buy breakfast at the school, and Ryan gets breakfast at daycare. So we kind of had a staggered wake-up process. Like when I would first get up, I would go get Zoe. I'd have her breakfast laid out, ready to eat. I would finish getting ready, get her wrangled in. While all this is going on, Janelle's getting ready, plus getting Rep Man ready to roll. And so then we just kind of float that way. We did have a little bit of issue time-wise where we would sometimes miss when the lady was standing out front of the old bus, our car driver drop off there at the school. So we worked on just trying to get up. I think the biggest thing for us has been Janelle and I getting up 15, 20 minutes earlier and basically being ready for when we would walk out the door, because then we're not so much juggling our stuff. Our stuff's ready to go. We can focus on getting them ready to go, get them up. But we are pretty big sticklers on bedtimes and sticking to them.
Same with us.
And I know there's some out there that they're not as much. We've been very deliberate in our schedules.
You have to do the same shit every day.
Yeah.
And once your kids become, mindless,
institutionalized,
robots, it all works.
But there are some mornings where Ryan didn't sleep well and he wants to just cry for mom. And it just gets to the point where my famous expression is, you can either move or I can move you.
Yeah.
Your choice.
Yeah.
It's the only two options.
Yeah.
And usually he doesn't want to be moved by that.
And when I say that I had to tread lightly, it's just because my morning routine and the way I run the show and the way the warden runs the show are two different productions.
Oh, Janelle has it. Janelle doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah.
The kids listen to Janelle.
Yeah.
Sometimes for me, it seems like I've got to tell them a million times. Mm-hmm. But once I hit dad voice, oh shit, I got attention.
Yeah.
And then we start getting stuff done. Now, if the dad voice doesn't work and I got to escalate the coach voice, where we're chewing somebody's butt about something, then we start, we haven't had to escalate even any further to where we're motherfucking umpires. But we haven't had to go that far. But it is because they'll sometimes I'll tell Zoe, hey, let's go. And then just drag an ass.
My poor daughter, she's got ADD like me real bad. And like there'll be times where she's just kind of like, and I'm like, what are you doing? I told you to fill your water bottle 7 times. Oh, I forgot. And then she'll go do it, But anyway, good luck, Ritter. It's a struggle.
And we've met the Ritter children.
Yeah.
And I think it was just a late night.
They're wildcats.
But they are
they're little sweethearts.
Yeah.
Well, that night they were not, Dave. I almost felt like I had to break up with the Ritters.
No, hey, how many times have you thought about breaking up with me because of my kids? A lot.
Never, because I'm never around your kids.
I know.
How often am I around your kids?
I don't know. You don't ever come to shit.
Well, you don't invite me to shit. It's hard to show up for shit when you're not invited to shit. Shout out to our boys.
Here we go.
Yeah, hey, speaking of that, Let's get into it. Our sponsor for the Merkley and Sons Choice Cut Questions of the Week for the fellas, presented by Merkley and Sons.
Welcome to Merkley and Sons Choice Cuts Questions of the Week for the fellas, sponsored by Merkley and Sons, the ultimate destination for meat enthusiasts. Did you know that the generous fellows over at Merkley and Sons are even more generous? Merkley and Sons wants those of you that are part of local organizations that are looking to fundraise to be a partner with them to raise funds by selling, you guessed it, meat. Send an email to merkleymeatsfundraiser at gmail.com today to get more information. Listen, if they're going to offer to help you make money for your organization, take the fellas up on it. They have big hearts and they sell quality meat products. That's what we love about them.
All right.
Now I got to find him. I had him right up there.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I had to switch off of one sheet to the. Actually, it's in an email. So I love our buddy that sends in these questions, and he's met all of us. But old Corky,
Oh, yeah.
old Corky Schmidt sends in them good ones. His rapid fires, and the last one is a funny one because it's for old long stroke smoke, as he puts it.
Yes.
I knew that'd make you giggle. Merkley and Sons Choice Cuts Question of the Week for the fellas. Starting here with number one, Long John Silver's or Captain D's?
Long Johns.
Captain D's.
Long John Silver's. Culver's or Five Guys?
Five Guys.
I've only ever been to Culver's, so.
I'm Five Guys. Crushed / chewy ice or regular ice in your beverage?
Ooh.
Are we talking about a beverage, like an adult beverage?
See, that's exactly what I was thinking. Because if I was going to make a cocktail, I don't want crushed
chewy
ice.
But if I'm going to drink like a
Fountain drink. I'm okay with crushed ice.
Yeah, like the nugget ice at Huck's for just your normal run of the mill big swig, or like the movie theater ice. That's good for a Coke. But if I got a good screaming cocktail, then I'd probably stick with
ice
cubes.
chunks.
Yeah, the
big
cubes.
pieces.
Yeah.
Pizza buffet or Chinese buffet?
God damn it. Corky, you dirty dog, you.
TikTok user 679.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I've been damn near kicked out of a pizza buffet, and I've been told that I've eaten enough food for a small party at a Chinese buffet. Yeah. Man, dude, back in the day when the Great Wall was open,
Oh
God, I could smash one of them sumbitches. I'm going Chinese food.
Man, I go to Lee's or New Super Buffet and the Pub and Grub Pizza Buffet about is free. Like they're both about the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could pick between one.
Yeah, I don't know.
It is the sad thing about being in the Valley. They have no all-you-can-eat Chinese place, but they've got Chicago's there for a pizza buffet. I still think if I had to choose a lunch destination, I'm going all-you-can-eat Chinese because I'm going to Hong Kong there in Southgate. Place is a little bit shady. Sometimes
Where's that at?
it's in Southgate Shopping Center.
Which one's Southgate?
Big Lots.
The one, yeah, Big Lots. It's in the same
There
area.
was one there.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You need to check it out.
Oh,
Hong Kong. Cash only. Or they may take card now.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it used to be like a $7-8 buffet.
Is it still there?
We may have to find out
Been a
tomorrow.
while. Been a while.
You know, I'd have to say China Buffet too because there's plenty of times I'm like waiting on a pizza buffet. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where you at with the pie, man?
Yeah, dude. Yes,
I've
sir.
Because
Never-
especially at Hong Kong, that lady yells at that guy and cracks the whip. The next thing
Now,
you
I've
know,
also had a negative experience at a Chinese food restaurant before, too, going in at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
You gotta hit it just right.
And watching them relight the sternos underneath the food pans.
Yeah, that's
And then me and Nobby, me and my buddy Nobby there, like we were like, yeah, we're out now. Thanks, never mind. Have a good day. Yeah, I'm out.
Taco Bell or Taco John's?
Oh, Taco Bell.
never been to a Taco John's, so Taco Bell.
The only thing I like about the Taco John's is the little, they're not the the crispy crowns.
Never been.
Taco John's does a crispy crown. It's pretty good. But I'd probably Taco Bell. Red Lobster or Texas Roadhouse?
Oh God, Red Lobster all day. Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Yeah, but you got the biscuits with the
Shrimp scampi.
I could go.
I'm a dead lobster for sure.
I could realistically go either or, but I'm more.
You know how many times I've been to Roadhouse and got the critter salad? I mean, yeah. I mean, the Roadhouse.
I would
is
probably
just,
say Red Lobster.
yeah. I gotta say, Roadhouse is Roadhouse, man. You don't ever see no endless steak or anything like that at Roadhouse. You know,
Thin or thick crust pizza?
Damn it.
situational for sure. Yeah,
Situational.
Corky's good at this.
yeah. I know, dude. I love it.
KFC or Popeyes?
Oh shit. Louisiana scratch chicken is really good, but I cut my teeth on KY fried. So if I'm going like, okay, I'm gonna break this down.
All right.
Chicken sandwich, I'm going to Popeyes without a doubt. If I'm going for like, extra crispy, 10-piece bucket, I'm probably going to KY fried. Yeah. Because I don't think I've ever had anything from Popeyes other than their sandwich.
I've never had anything from Popeyes, so I'd pick Kentucky Fried Chicken. But back home in Richmond, we had what was called Lee's Famous Recipe.
Oh yeah.
That was where it was at.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a thing anymore, though. It's not in Richmond.
I've had some negative experiences at Popeyes.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, cutting into a spicy chicken strip and it
Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah. A cock-a-doodle dude back at you.
Yeah. It still was pecking at the ground. And we used to, when Mom was still alive and Princeton had their KFC.
Oh yeah.
She'd bring home KFC every once in a while.
Yeah,
and
dude.
I would love me a breast from KFC.
Were you an extra
mashed
crispy
potatoes.
guy or original?
I like the I don't discriminate between either or.
Mm-hmm.
God, I love
Mashed potatoes with the gravy.
Fried chicken.
It is good. So hey, this question is for Long Stroke Smoke only. Did you and Jenna ever consider naming one of your boys Chain?
Never did cross the naming convention there she had picked out.
Chain Smoker. I said Chain Smoker. Hey, Corky, thanks for the questions, buddy. You tell us to keep up the work. You keep up the great work.
Yeah.
We love your questions. Keep sending them in, my friend. And thanks for being a fan of the show. And now we have reached the point where this little fake CGI fire is dying a little bit.
Getting chilly.
Need to get it fired back up. Shoot the breeze a little bit off air. Talk business, whatever we got to do. But we have reached the end, and it is time for the last pass. And you know what? Our good friends at Hopf Outdoor Power are the proud sponsors of the last pass. So let's hear from them. The last pass is brought to you by our friends at Hopf Outdoor Power. Listen, folks, the weather has been fairly mild with no snow to amount to much. But that could all change very quickly. Smoke?
Yes, sir.
We've got a rule that we like to live by, right?
Mm-hmm.
Don't get caught with your pants down.
Bad place to be.
Now, that rule, in essence, could have been stated by don't get caught being unprepared, but don't get caught with your pants down has better ring to it.
That's right.
Listen, have a plan. If you need to upgrade your equipment, whether it be your tractor, side-by-side, snow blower, or whatever it may be that you use to help move snow, do it now before the forecast changes. Big Mace,
Yeah,
we will get snow.
for sure.
It is only a matter of time. The folks at Hopf Outdoor Power are ready to help you upgrade your equipment or through their parts and service department, maintain your equipment. See them today before you are shoveling your driveway by hand and listening to us in your earbuds. There we go.
Thanks to our buddies over there at Hopf Outdoor Power.
We appreciate them. Big Mace, the last pass of the new year. What do you got?
Here we go. 2024 is here. I don't know. Just live long and prosper, brothers, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not a huge New Year's resolution guy. Like I never have been, because I feel like it's like kind of like those fad diet type things. Like if you don't go baby steps, if you don't you can't jump both feet into the pond without, doing the whole thing there. But
yeah,
I got a home on thing, goddamn boy, by the way. But anyway, I just want everybody to have a wonderful new year. Be careful, be safe. be sure here when you hear this is Friday, so you've had 5 days to do so, but make sure to eat your cabbage and your pork and your black-eyed peas and all that other stuff. But yeah, other than that, can't wait to see what this year brings.
Smoked dragon.
You know, I don't think I have anything real insightful today. Just New Year. I got a big project at work that's going to take quite a bit of time, I think. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
You know, staring down the barrel of a new year, not a new season, but a new year with the podcast. So that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine now that we've had a nice mild Christmas, we'll get dumped on with snow and ice here before too long.
I was watching the weather report Christmas Day night for some reason, and out of the last 5 Christmases, we went from the warm one we had this year. It was high of 20 last year, high of 71 the year after that, high of 20 the year after that, and then a year where it was very similar to what we had, you know, upper 50s, low 60s.
Mm-hmm. Insane.
It was nuts. So,
but anyway, that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed your New Year's Eve celebrations, and apparently you got home safe in one piece if you're listening. So, you know, here's the new year.
There we go. I'm not a big New Year's. It's never been my cup of tea. Not a big fan of it. Had some really good nights down at the Holland Legion rocking in the new year.
Yeah.
Probably be just the wife and I and the kids on the couch and probably a movie. It'll be midnight and then we'll go to bed. But cool thing of it is our youngest, Rhett Man, turned 1 on the 3rd. So he's growing. He's a growing lad. And he looks like he's going to be a big bruiser like his brother. So old Zobug probably in trouble with that one, but the way she bosses them boys around, it doesn't matter too much. We had a great holiday. I hope you guys, not only you guys, but, you know, wanderers out there had a great holiday, spent the time with family and loved ones. Not a big New Year's resolution guy as well, because majority of them fail within the first week. But if you are going to make changes, small incremental changes is the secret.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be big life-changing overhauls.
You got to walk before you can run.
Yeah. And so what you do is just change one habit. And then once that becomes the new habit is there, change something else and kind of go from there. So, you know, falling off the wagon a little bit when it's come to walking. Had some foot issues that I think are maybe finally behind me.
Yeah.
But can't wait to get out and pound the pavement and get good walks in. And that's kind of going to be the resolution because, you know, I don't want Doc Flaming to have to say, I'm going to put you on one of them old blood pressure medicines or some other medicine. So we're going to try to avoid that for a while. But so excited for 2024. My wish for you guys, and not only you guys, but you guys in Wonderland, that it's the best one yet. And with that, first one's in the can for the year. Dutchman out.